Hi, I'm George Trombley, and this video has no meaning. So if you're looking for Japanese lessons, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make that right now. Just doing this for my own selfish reasons. Not here to please you. Although if you enjoy it, that's cool. Thumbs up. Subscribe, right? I need to shave my beard. It's too long. Just got back from Arizona. I feel like doing nothing. I've just been sitting here. Thanks, Calvin. My night's not going too bad. I'm just feeling like I don't want to do anything. I've been reevaluating things. You know? This book I've been reading, I think that's triggered it. It's called Predictably Irrational or something like that. It's a good book, but it makes me think about why I do the things that I do. And then I overreacted to a bad comment. I really overreacted. Why am I 16? This is how I feel. And then I was flipping through TikTok, which used to be Musical.ly. I'm like addicted to it. I was going through it. And I came across like maybe 4 people that were commenting to the negative comments, and I was like, "Don't you get it? You're just feeding them. What they're doing exactly what I do," and I just felt like, oh, I'm doing the same thing. I'm so dumb. I need to stop I need to just ignore these people. This guy commented yesterday on that video I uploaded yesterday on Japanese from Zero, and I went and commented on like 5 of his comments on other videos I searched for him online, and I just overreacted. I lost to that, you know. So I don't even know how long I'm gonna live stream. I just really didn't feel like doing any book work. And I already like binge watched a bunch of TV, laid on the couch. I didn't feel like playing the game. Didn't want to read anything. Didn't want to do Tissue Box channel. So I'm just kind of not even looking at the camera. I'm just kind of zoning out. Yeah, I'm back from Arizona. Arisa, can you shut my door?
What?
Can you shut my door?
Okay.
Thanks, Alexa. That's my joke. I'm sorry for the 19 of you that are watching. 23. Nothing's happening. I'm bored. I'm not tired enough to sleep. I ate way too much already today. So I'm not hungry. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Well, let's just go analyze my stupid comments. Let's go. I don't know if I'm going to continue French anymore. I kind of thought about it. I don't know. Is that what I really want? Am I doing too many things at once? You know what I mean? There's a limit to human ability. Play Mahjong? I don't know how to play Mahjong.
Hello and welcome to Japanese.
Excellent piece of advice, but I don't know how to play Mahjong. So I put this video up yesterday. I'm sure you can hear it in a second. Hang on. Not sure why that's not showing. Oh, I'm in game mode. No wonder. Hang on. Alright, so I put this video up. This is from the remix.
Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. I am cuter than you, obviously. Nega che chalaga. I am the best person in existence. That's a fact. I know 100,000 languages like
Japanese. Nani wa kore?
Chinese. Norse. I am really rich. I made $55,000 an hour. How? Dumb question. I have purchased hundreds of planets because in the next year I will become the president of this universe. I'm the god. Every girl loves George Izamas. Every single one. For example, last night, 2 girls that my pimp brought over here to my Chin Chin lab told me that I am hot fire. I am the almighty George Trombley. I like myself.
So I put that up, right? And literally every comment was positive. Everyone loved it. Except for like 2 guys. And that's all, because I'm stupid and I'm 16, that's all I focused on. And I responded the wrong way. Where is this guy? I don't even know where this guy is. I don't know where it is. Well, here's a good example. So are you ever going to teach Japanese again, George? Or is it just going to be brand building from now? This was my snarky answer. Yes. It's good, right? Because he asked 2 different questions. Is it going to be A or B? Yes. I thought that was a good answer. I hope this means that the real George Trombley or whatever his name might be is coming back and the YouTuber is leaving the channel for good. Okay. Okay. Where is this guy? Did he delete his comment? Oh, here we go. This is it. This is the shit his channel puts up instead of continuing the book 4 series from almost a year ago. Just close the channel. Now, I want to say Down from the Sky 89 that is literally the worst way to make a comment, because unless your goal is to trigger shit, close the channel. I mean, that is just triggering, right? And I fell right into it. I even hearted it. And I wrote, go away. You know I don't owe you anything, right? I work every day on new materials. And if I could, I would block you, would be a good word to have there, from future free videos I create for the new materials, because you are entitled. You think I owe you videos. If it takes 3 or even 5 years for the next book to be completed and book 4 be revised, then that is what will happen. I don't work on your schedule, I work on my own. And when I'm ready to release book 4 videos, I will. Now, before you react to my comment, read your comment first and think. Maybe if I hadn't been a dick, George wouldn't have responded that way. Your comment is rude AF and doesn't deserve a civil response. I am, of course, willing to reset our first encounter, but it would require you to apologize for your rude comments. This is where I am so stupid. I should have hid him from the channel and ignored him. But then I took his name and I went like this, and then I clicked on every one of his things and saw, one, he has no content, so why am I even worried about a guy that doesn't make shit? Nothing here happening. He's been here since 2009. I know he's from, since it says 89, either he's graduated in 89 or he was born in 89, and I assumed born in 89, and I determined through quick math that he's just under 30. So then I went to everything that he posted, Okay, I went to everything he posted. I actually do live in Japan, and it's nothing like your little weeb fantasies. Grow up. I commented in here somewhere. Maybe it got deleted. I don't know. Oh. LOL. You are generally a mean person, aren't you? Have you considered that you hate everyone for a reason? This is an honest question. I mean, he's literally a POS. Like, why would you speak that way? Have you never talked to other human beings ever? I keep doing it. I keep doing it. I keep.
Oh, just as far as the May.
As far as the May. Okay, I keep looking for his comments. If your one and only answer isn't Kairi Hojo, then you're straight up wrong. She's way above the rest of them, and the only one that's actually attractive. They mostly look like dudes, including your pics. Then I wrote, why are you so strongly opinionated? Can't other people like what they like, and you like what you like? Like, I was just, like, obsessed. I was, like, bothered. Okay, here's something. Like, he posted it probably like 5 years ago, 2 years ago. So they are strictly forbidden to date boys because they are expected to look pure and be role models. But it's totally okay for them to make out and grope each other in front of impressionable girls. Personally, I enjoy it, but the hypocrisy is what really gets me. And then I wrote something. I am sure you got your information from other places. Stop being such a cupcake. I think he wrote cupcake somewhere in... Oh, he did. He responded to me with cupcake at one spot. He wrote, I'm not apologizing for shit, cupcake. You don't like criticism of your channel? Then don't have a channel. You're just as much of a whiny pussy as that hiding in my room twat eating a bag of dicks. I mean, it's very well written. I will upvote that. It's amazing. This guy is really smart. You can see I clicked all of these. I just kept going through, reading. Who is this guy that is triggering me so much? Where is this guy? It's always the biggest of trash that win the lottery. This guy has no ability to be nice online. And I said, can you ever be nice? You know what I'm saying? He's a POS and I got triggered by him. I don't know. Did I comment on this one? The Sasebo slashing. I don't know what this is about. Someone got killed maybe? Hey, any word on the beheading video? I'm moving to Japan in a few weeks. So I was showing my mother this video to freak her out. Funny. I don't think I commented on this one because I was like, dude, you're just sick. Yeah, I didn't comment on this one. Like, you're just sick, dude. Like, why would you do that? Why would you... I think we ended on a positive note on this one. 500 man concerned about Bob Ross parodies. I didn't watch the video at all, for the record. Mike Kings, you clearly don't understand what a joke is. This is hilarious. And I'd like to see you take this man, Mr. Internet Tough Guy. And I wrote, okay, I agree with you here. Because I'm assuming he's protecting somebody. There. I want to end it on one nice thing. But those are the kind of people that comment on your channel if you're a YouTuber. That's the type of people. And then I watch these other guys on TikTok, the same thing. They're like, you're telling me I'm too old for TikTok, but you don't own me. And like, oh my God. Oh, and so I wrote this. All right, so I wrote a couple more like stupid things. I wrote this was the after I watched some of his things. Everyone else was defending me. I appreciate that. I wrote, "You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't realize who you were when I first responded. You seem amazing with all of your accomplishments. I just thought you were some 29-year-old with almost no accomplishments to your name, trying to shame another guy with tons of accomplishments to his name to do work for you. But now I see you're amazing. Please accept my apology." And then right immediately after that, I wrote, "Okay, I've reviewed your comments on other videos. I now know you are just a troll in general. 90% of your comments are aggressive and mean. I see that you do like idol girls, though, but you think everyone but you is pretty much a weeb. You are obviously totally cool compared to everyone else. Good job." So I am not mature. I am a bad guy. "I feel ashamed being born in the same year as this guy. If he were truly born in '89. I don't know. I know he lives in Japan because he said it in one of his videos, or at least he used to. "Have you thought about Streamlabs account so people can donate media and text to speech messages on your live stream?" No. The last thing I want is people donating money to be able to ruin my live stream with their messages. No. Do not want that. So, anyway, I didn't mean to make that a topic, except that was, I did regret engaging with that POS. I mean, he's just a POS. Like, there are pieces of S people out there. Am I right? They exist. And they comment on here's the thing that really bothers me about some of these comments. Guys, like, are you ever going to teach Japanese again? This is the comment, right? Am I ever going to put Japanese lessons on the channel again? Do I have to show this again?
Hello and welcome to Japanese.
Do I have to show this again? Okay. Just 1 week ago, we did a class teaching from book 5. And in the same week, I did a Japanese in 5 dealing with similar Japanese words. Then there was 2 videos that were not teaching. Then there was Japanese Topics Mania. Then 100,000 subscribers. Japanese Topics Mania. Japanese Topics Mania. How do you become a citizen of Japan? I mean, it's in the last few months. It's not like I have not been releasing. So it's. Are you just blind? Or are you just retarded? Oh, I shouldn't use that word. Are you not seeing that I'm? But by the way, I don't care that you need video from me. You know, I have made videos talking about this, but apparently you don't care to watch me when I explain what I am doing and why I'm not releasing things. Oh, my back itches. So anyway, what have you guys been up to? Ugh. Well, there was no live stream for book 5 today because I was driving. I mean, honestly, I'd already came home, but I was too tired. I didn't want to, it's like a 5-hour drive. Jack, thank you. You didn't have to donate any money. I don't do this to get you guys to donate money. We sell a lot of books. People do support by buying the books, but thank you. Pieces of S will never donate to the person helping them to achieve their goals. Keep doing what you're doing. You are one of the people helping me achieve fluency. Love you, Joji Sensei. Thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that, Jack. Kelvin says, I just had 5 exams in the past 2 weeks, and I am brain dead and extremely tired, And I have an 8 a.m. class tomorrow. Why don't you go to bed? Just go to bed, dude. I don't know. Just, I'm in a lethargic mood right now. But see, Stephen, when you say that, you know, George just remind him that you make more in 1 month than he will make in his entire life, that's not true. But let's say that was the case. That's just petty. And I don't like when I flex. I flexed the other day when I was in Arizona, like trying to be funny, and it came off really bad. Like, I didn't like that I did it. I was at my friend Mike's place and I did a joke flex, but then I was like, oh my God, that was horrible. I didn't say it to them, but I was like, why did I do that? Gree says, I worked a double today and I have been furious. That's what I've been doing. And my coworkers suck. Jack says, I did it because I want to. I have already bought JFC 1 through 4 and Kanji FZ1. You aren't buying my loyalty. You effing earn it. Joshua says, are your braces painful? Oh, this is good. I am 41 years old and the dentist said I need to get braces. You know what, Joshua? Do it. Yeah, they are sometimes painful. Like, my teeth, like, hurt. They're always a little bit sensitive. But I'm already a month and a half in. I've broken a few brackets. I've already had the colors changed once. I had to get my 3 remaining wisdom teeth removed. But if you don't like your teeth, why not fix them if you have the means, you know? I don't regret it. And I remember talking to another guy. He was the guy that sold me on it so many years ago. I walked into the Office Depot and I was getting books printed back when we used to print them that way for testing. And he had braces and I could tell he was like around my age. And I said, how do you like your braces? He goes, best choice I ever made. And I feel like this is probably one of the best choices I've made, because now I don't have that thing that was always in my head thinking, man, I should do braces one day, or I wish I would have done braces one day. And now I don't have to, like, I know no one cared. Honestly, no one cared about the teeth. The reality is, unless they're super, super bad, people aren't noticing it. And it seems like a lot of people didn't even notice that my teeth were screwed up, except for me. And you could almost say it was a charm point, the way this one tooth just like sticks out. But I didn't like it. And I think there's something to be said about your own confidence. Now, I have confidence overflow. I'm because I have accomplishment and because I've done things in my life and I'm not sitting here with regrets. Could I do more? Yeah. Are there things I haven't done yet that I want to do? Yeah. But I'm not dreaming of a future where I can accomplish something. I've accomplished things. So I didn't really need to get my teeth fixed, but I just thought about it. Like, I'm 45, 46 in about 30 some days. And I thought, well, it would be nice by the time I'm 50 to have straighter teeth. That would be kind of cool. I know my dad used to have a twisted tooth and he got it fixed and it looks so much better on him. He just got it like taken out and a new one popped in and it looks so much better. He looks so much more respectable as a human being. It's really weird. And this is another weird thing, but when I'm watching TikTok, which I'm just, like I said, I'm just watching a lot of TikTok recently. It's an app that it took over what Musical.ly was. And I saw this one really beautiful girl. I think she was Chinese. And she has this face is beautiful, young, attractive, missing one tooth. And it looks like that tooth like decayed out. And it wasn't just one tooth missing, it was like partial of another. And I was fascinated watching it. I watched so many of her videos because I'm just like, am I okay with that? It was cute in a way, but I wasn't okay with it. I mean, I was okay. Obviously, it wouldn't be a big deal because I'm not down from the sky 89. I'm not gonna, why'd you just get your tooth fixed, you stupid piece of, I wouldn't ever do that. And I would be very obviously, because I have my own bad teeth, I would feel an obligation to be kind about it. But it did take away from her attractiveness. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you're married, you want to be attractive. Like, I want to be attractive. I put a hat on if I have a bad hair day. If I'm wearing a cool shirt that day, I'll do a live stream just because I think my shirt looks cool and I want to be liked. If a girl thinks I'm attractive, I like that. A lot of times when I'm talking on Hello Talk or Kakao Talk, if sometimes Hello Talk people will say, "Do you have Hello Talk?" And then you I'm Kakao and you move over there. This one girl recently did, and she's like, she says, "I like you." I'm like, and she said, "I'm looking for someone that I can tell the things to." I'm like, I had already told her I was married and everything, but despite all of that, I was like, that's cool. It really feels good to be liked. And I think straighter teeth would make more girls like me. And it doesn't matter what my motivation is. It doesn't matter that I'm married. It's you still want to be liked. So, honest reality, it's vanity that made me get the braces. And the other part is removing the regret that I never got them before. So, the best advice I ever got in my life, ever, easily, okay, I don't want to like neglect other advice, but let's just say this is definitely in the top 10, is from a YouTube viewer, not a YouTube viewer. I can't remember her username right now for a minute. She lives in Arizona, I think. I met her once. She came to an anime convention and came by the booth and said hi. Oh gosh. What's her name? She likes a certain J-pop guy. She's a hairdresser now. She was going to hairdressing school. I can't remember it, damn it. Anyway, she said, do what you want. Every time I would ask her, I would say something or complain online. That was her response, do what you want. And it's the best advice because no one else matters. Only you matter. Only you matter. By the way, when I repeat something twice, it means I think it's important. I think it's important. I do this a lot. I notice it's like a pattern of mine. But don't let someone else's opinion, I'm saying this coming from a very immature standpoint where I skip over, 100 positive comments and target down on the guy that's being rude. But I'm talking to myself. Don't let a negative comment take you down. Hugh Guinea says, I have a dedicated troll who starts S on my YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and has even prank called me. Doesn't just insult me, insults my father. I was able to track him down, though. Less intimidating. Hugh Guinea. Let's see who this guy is. Let's see who you are, because you're right there. It's weird to say this guy when you're talking to me right now. You already have a troll at 121 subscribers? Congratulations, man. I feel like that's like that's awesome, dude. I mean, already? Some kind of crisis pitch video. Here we go.
Hi, my name's Hugh Guiney.
Hi, my name's Dennis Bruno, and our series is called
Some Kind of Crisis.
Good quality.
Hi, my name's Hugh Guiney. Set in an alternate reality Boston, Some Kind of Crisis follows the misadventures of an aspiring improv comedian and a serial entrepreneur as they navigate adulthood. It runs for 30 minutes an episode and 12 episodes a season.
Hi, my name's Paul Bones, and I'm just gonna berate these two knuckleheads the whole time they're...
Wait, not this video? Okay, which one? Which one do you want me to show? Which one? Which one? I'm sorry, man. I was just going to the most recent one. Which one, Hugh? Here, let's look at your most popular one. You put a lot up. Pizza Party. 14,000 from 9 years ago.
I did. Pizza party! Yeah. Pieces off the shelf.
Oh, that's not you, though. That's someone else's. Where's your original content one that I can show? Hugh's Startup Vlog Episode 0 Introduction. Here we go.
Yeah, Cheryl, hold all of my calls. I'm in a vlog right now. Hi, and welcome to Hugh's Startup Vlog, Episode 0. My name is Hugh Guiney. I'm 20...
I like these glasses a lot. These are cool. I was trying to find some cool glasses because glasses become a part of your persona. This is what I came up with, but those are freaking cool. I like those.
28 years old.
Wait, you're 28?
My name is Hugh Guiney. I'm 28 years old, and I am a filmmaker, a web developer, a comedian, an actor, and...
You should probably choose just two. Hi, I'm George Trombley. I'm everything.
An entrepreneur. And,
I feel like if you said I'm an entrepreneur, that would cover it all, right? The comedian, the vlog, the startups, you know, covers it all.
What this is...
Oh, this is before you figured out your vlog voice? Okay.
This is the first
Are you like this now? Hey guys, it's Hugh Guiney.
Episode of my new vlog series. And
I love the sigh there. My vlog series.
And essentially what I'm doing is I am starting a startup. And by myself, using all of my own money. And so I wanted to document that process so that other entrepreneurs and voyeurs could learn something, hopefully, from my experiences. I mean, in addition to that, you know, I want to keep myself accountable. If I don't move the needle on this company, then I won't have anything to vlog about. And so if other people are expecting vlog posts, then hopefully I will feel...
I think this is a good strategy, honestly. You know, you put up something that holds you accountable. I'm reading this book, like I said, and they talk about making yourself accountable. Let's see if we have a recent blog post. Okay, vlog. Nope. Wait. 2 years ago. Four reasons daily vlogging is hard.
Okay, it's like 7:45 in the morning right now. I'm still editing from the night before. I haven't slept at all.
Feels very Casey Neistat.
I would love to take a break, but no. No excuses. I have to catch up. I took a blood oath that I would vlog every single day. So...
Yeah. I took a blood oath that I was going to do Tissue Box Channel every day, too. Congratulations, George Trombley, for not doing that. Okay.
Yeah, Cheryl, hold on.
Is this the newest one? No. This is the newest one. Here we go. Buying soda and breaking my blood oath. Oh, no.
It's about 10:42 p.m. I have been sleeping all day. I went to bed a little...
Oh, my God. This could be just me. This could be me. I slept all day.
After like 9 a.m.-ish. And I woke up in the evening. And now I'm trying to reset my sleeping schedule. So I've...
That's my life. That's my life. I'm still trying to reset my life schedule.
Only been up for a few hours. I haven't gotten anything done today. Just been watching YouTube videos. But I'm going to go back to sleep around like midnight or so. Hopefully wake up around 5 or 6. And then from there, I'll try my best to maintain a regular schedule, because
you should get something to stabilize your camera. They're getting cheaper and cheaper. What do I have? Hang on. So when I'm in Japan, I use this. This is the DJI Osmo Mobile. And then I've got another one. This one comes in this nice case, but this one has its own camera. And I find that I kind of like this one a lot better. It's a little bit more trouble to work with, but it's pretty sweet. Also, I gotta say, I really like. I bought a GoPro 6, the Hero Black 6 or whatever. I love that camera. That's my new one. I don't even know if I'll even bring these anymore. Except you can do a lot of cool time-lapse stuff with these, so I really like them. Because the selfie stick thing is just too buggy, honestly. All right, cool, Hugh. I don't know why I started watching your videos. Oh, the fact that you already have a troll. I think that's so crazy. See, this guy likes your eyeglasses too.
Yeah, Cheryl, hold all of my...
Alright. Well, that was good. Gorilla Pod, yeah, I mean, that's not going to be stable. It's just going to be tick, you know? You know what I'm saying? Who else has a YouTube channel? Oh, that didn't look good. I just saw that. I just saw the stream like do this, and I was like, what am I doing? It does not look very good. Well, Hugh, watching your vlog made me feel better. Thank you. I don't know why. That's very good. You haven't released anything in a year, though, but I get it. Where's the motivation? You only have... I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but there's no motivation. You have 122 subscribers. You put all this effort into it. You have stuff from 12 years ago on this channel. And come on, guys, subscribe. Only 22 people. I mean, 122 people. There's got to be more now. I'm not going to subscribe because there's no new content. But I do like what you have up there. It seems interesting. Well, as for you, dude, 22072, who has over 200 videos, most of them private, dumb. No one's going to want to subscribe to that. Planet Hana says, check me out. All right, let's do it. Why not? I wish I was on the bigger channel, but sorry, I'm only on the smaller channel. Is that you, Planet Hana? Oh my God, you are so cute. I'm sorry. You're very cute. I'm not sure if you're going to be cute when I really look at you in the videos, but you look very cute. This is from 4 months ago. Here we go. Yes, you're very cute. And you have talent. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure someone will say. Is this your own song? Must be like Zelda or something, right? Ah, Zelda it is. That's amazing. Remind me, 6-string guitar is unique, right? I haven't played Zelda for the record, so I didn't know that last song. Sorry. Oh, this is so... Oh, man. All my stress is going away. Whew, it's nice. Rational. Ooh, original song.
Separating at the core. I know what I'm saying. teach me something I would have otherwise never known. And I'm sorry for what I've become. And I'm sorry for where I come from. I just can't shake this feeling that I feel even when I'm fine, fine.
Man.
Sorry for what I've become, and I'm sorry for where I come from. I just can't shake this feeling that I get even when I'm doing fine.
Damn. That is some talent. Wow. Yeah, you got to keep building that, Planet Hannah. Hannah or Hannah, let me know. That's amazing. You really have a beautiful voice. That's amazing. I have no more comment. That's just really cool. Who else? Who else has a channel? So what you guys got? We're all trying to build something, and you know, it's takes a lot of guts to put your stuff out there, and knowing that you're opening yourself up to the type of criticism that is often very unwarranted, and most of the time the negativity comes from people that haven't even tried. Okay, Nog F good night says check me out. Oh my gosh, why didn't that work? Hang on. Risky clicks. Here we go. You don't have a channel? Sorry? I don't see a channel named that. Nog. Oh, no girlfriend. No girlfriend, good night. Well, are you the Golden Ore 69? I don't know who you are. Here, so time passes. That's what you said to look up. Yeah, I don't know how to find you. Click on the suggestion. What? I don't know. Dude, I don't know. How come you don't have a YouTube channel? I gotta go to SoundCloud for this? You are too hard to find. I don't know where to find you. I'm sorry. Alright, who else? I'm sorry, I hope I didn't make you feel like you lost. Joshua Cueva. I'll try to come back to you, but I have to... 90 subscribers. Here we go. Oh my god, I'm so jealous. Oh my god, I'm so jealous. Hang on, is this like copyrighted stuff? Hang on. I don't want to like... This is really cool, but I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, okay. It says music rights on there, I'm worried about that. But your dancing is really sweet. Let's see here. I guess you go to Alhambra High School. I'm just worried about copyright. Okay, so search for no GF Goodnight instead. Okay, let's do that. Oh, I didn't actually show the whole thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me go full screen. His dancing was really cool. Okay, I don't want to get caught musically. There you go. That's very cool. I feel like I'm getting to know you guys now. So is it the Golden Ore 69? Is that who you are? Why is your channel hard to find for me? There's a billion songs called I Have No... Look right below the search bar. So this one? Is this the one? You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. You want to Google it instead? There's nothing. The Urban Dictionary is the first thing. Come on. This is too hard to look for. This is not good branding. You gotta search no GF Goodnight, no spaces. I'm doing that. And the same thing comes up, you punks. I'm searching. It's right here. Top, top, top. Not. What do you mean? Top, top, top. No GF Goodnight. Not no GF Goodnight. I'm doing that. Look above the video. Oh, this right here? Okay. Nothing is different. Oh, this one. Okay. Is this the one? Okay. This must be the one. 3 subscribers. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying I remember that era of my life. Nice visuals. It better be worth it. Yes. I feel a drop coming. This one is slow and kind of... You only had 2 things. You want me to do the other one? Ooh, I like that though. Oh man, this is meditation music right here. So you've only got 2, right? Okay, let's do this one. AJ, no GF, good night in the house. For all you lovers, for the first time out on the dance floor, this is dedicated to you. It's also dedicated to all the people that told me I couldn't achieve my dreams of 3 subscribers. I'm not shaming you, I'm just saying 3 people like me enough to click that subscribe button. That's all I'm saying. How many subscribers do you have, Mr. Zero? I got 3 times that. You can't even multiply times 0. It's also dedicated to my grandmother, who died a while back, or will be dying soon. I haven't seen her in a while, I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Oh, I went all the way through. I thought it was going to be like much longer. I was ripping too long. I know you can't multiply by 0. I think I mentioned that. All right, who else? Here's what I don't want to do. Calvin, I don't want to do your channel. FYI. So please don't recommend it. Who else? Calvin, you know why I don't want to do your channel. You cause me stress. Not you personally. Your channel's name causes me stress. Who else? Anyone? Anyone want to? You have one, but you're embarrassed by your videos. Do you not want me to show it? I won't show it if you don't want me to. I'm only going to check out something that you did, not someone else's channel, okay, Jacob? I'm also not doing things that are big. Let's talk. Burnt Rolls. Is he here? Let's look at Burnt Rolls. Burnt Rolls actually, I learned recently has some talent. This is him right here.
Hey, I'm using my dad's camera right now. He left it here when he went to work. It's pretty cool. A video yesterday. I hope yesterday sucked. I mean, I was all sitting in that chair over there.
Dude, just hearing about what Burnt Rolls did in his life is amazing. I know that's not you, man. This woman's addicted to drinking air freshener. YouTube has some quality comments. 4.6 million views. That's great. You guys should all subscribe to each other. You're all part of this family of people. You know, you all have common interest of learning Japanese and wasting your time watching me live stream. Anyone else while we're doing it? I don't want to leave anyone out. Let's do this. Who else has a channel that they want to promote on this very also tiny channel? I don't know why that. Let's see what dude 22072 has. As an administrator, I don't need to ask his permission. I just go. Anything original? Super fight. I don't know what this is. Is this a gameplay? 7?
That you can earn.
Oh my god.
Use it to buy games.
That's the first time I've seen you, Joseph. There you are. That is some curly hair, dude.
Nothing is better than fighting.
What are you talking about, Nick? You talked about earlier changing your thing to the guy on the hoverboard, and he... Come on, where's Mr. Snippy at? Come on now.
Come on now.
Hey guys in chat, stream's going into BRB mode, so just prepare for that.
Stream's going into BRB mode, just be prepared. We've got a BRB
so my
stream.
Oh. Here is that picture of a guy wearing skis on a hoverboard.
I'm going to your stream right now.
I don't understand. why that's a thing, but it's a thing, apparently.
I gotta see your stream's reaction to this.
No, Calvin, you didn't do anything wrong. It's because your name has MIA in it. That's why I don't want to look at it.
I guess I'll put that there for future.
AJATT and MIA stresses me out, so I'm trying not to look at it. Oh my god, this game is not getting started.
Just why? Picture. Wow, Asa. So, when he first went to my stream, in the thumbnail, he thought it said cancer. Turns out, it's the big word that says cancel when you're ready up, and he thought it said cancer.
Maybe he's Japanese and he confused the L and the R. Don't be so racist, dude.
You know, I have never seen that ready button.
I'm using Restream, which lets me stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
That's crazy.
Oh, sweet. 3, 2,
what is this?
1. Super fight.
Alright, you're in a cage match with an octopus. Oh man, you can summon
Octopus
the army
wins.
of internet trolls. My feelings
Octopus
are gonna be
wins.
so hurt.
It's octopus.
It can also shoot lightning.
Yeah. If anything in Pokemon, lightning beats water. Or electric beats water. So.
Good job, Kyle. Plus, I'm Sherlock Holmes. I am Sherlock Holmes. I can deduce the perfect way to defeat you, and I won't be wrong because I'm Sherlock freaking Holmes.
But you don't got 8 legs, dude.
But I'm also an octopus. You haven't fought an octopus before.
And they're
Has
fast.
Sherlock Holmes solved the cases he solved before?
Actually, I want to point out: are we on land or are we in water? Because that changes the equation a little bit.
True. But you see, I'm an octopus. I'm just gonna keep grabbing you and
I'm just
smashing
gonna
you
keep
into the ground, or
grabbing.
beating you with the bacon wrap baseball bat. I mean, if anything, I have a
Suspense
bacon
is
wrap
killing me.
baseball
How long do we
But
go?
I can summon an arm.
Those internet trolls to get pregnant. Go right ahead. That's more for my army, not yours. Hey, all electrical devices must be turned off, so they're internet trolls. They have no internet anymore. Fire versus fire.
I don't understand. Oh, we're voting. Oh, I like this idea. So
I'll just
everyone
make you into sushi and eat you, man.
that watches votes, and they determine who wins based on your arguments. It's like debate class.
Really good right now.
It's actually kind of cool.
Never had it.
Oh, look at that 60-40 split. Revenge.
Does that mean Octopus won? Yes.
I really want to switch to OBS, right? So that my viewers can see it in 360p.
Yeah, it's like I like my viewers to view 360p. All right, because I was mean to Calvin. MIA. Hey guys. Here goes.
Hey guys, this is Calvin.
Oh my god. How did I know he was gonna say, "Hey guys"? That was too funny.
Here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm using Habitica. For those who do not know, Habitica is a task manager with RPG elements. It's an amazing tool. I really love it. There's a lot that you can do with it, and it's been helping me, get what I need to get done with not just my Japanese goals, but with my life as well. School is a big one. So yeah, I hope you guys will get something out of this. I actually made a video about this before I deactivated my YouTube channel, but we won't go into that. So without further ado, let us get the ball rolling. Okay, so you have your habits, your dailies, and your to-dos. All right, now with my habits, it's pretty simple. Stairs, elevators. I gotta lose weight. Elevators are no-no for me right now, and I'm at level 1. I decided to restart my account today to represent.
Also park farther away. Here you go. This is what I want to see right here.
Hello, everyone. This is Calvin.
I want to say, this is the best microphone placement ever. could you, I want to learn how to do this way of, Calvin, brilliant. This is great. It's also great that you you get people focused on the back part of your room here. Yeah, I guess I have some junk too. What is, oh, that's my monitor. Okay, I was like, what is that junk in the background? It was Calvin's junk in the background. Yeah, just excellent, Calvin. I have never seen anyone do like this.
Am I here?
You sound great, though. You sound really awesome.
I guess I just want to make an update video about what the hell happened with me and what happened with this channel. If you follow me on Twitter, then you have an idea of what happened. But I know a lot of folks here don't follow me on Twitter, and I got in a comment asking me where I've been when I commented on Matt's new video about Nick. So I thought it would be
way too much insider information for a newbie. Like, I don't know. Who's Nick?
You're right to make an update video about what's been going on. So basically, I guess I'll go back to summer. This summer was great. When it came to AJATTing, immersing, it was fine. I was finally finding my footing, and I was getting a decent amount of immersion time per day, mainly active immersion, because that's most important, right? I was getting a decent amount. I worked a lot, but that's all I had to do, right? Like, I would just go to work about 40 hours a week, and then when I'm not in work, I'm immersing, whether it's passively or active, and it was fine. And I saw conversations that Matt had with other AJATTers, or well, wait, hold on, let me not use that. I'm not an AJATTer. With other people using the MIA method, and how he was saying you want to get, I think I heard someone say you want to get like at least 6 hours of immersion, and that's what I was getting. But when school started, because guys, I'm a junior, I'm a junior accounting major. Classes are not easy right now. I'm taking nothing but business classes, all my major courses, and I didn't do as well as I should have the first 2 years of my collegiate career, and so I have to really do well these last 2 years if I want to stand a chance, basically. Just being brutally honest. And that means that I had to put in time outside of class time to study. And I can't act.
No comment. Yoga pants. I've seen this guy before. The Yoga Mat Podcast 1. Is language learning a waste?
The Yoga Mat Podcast.
The Yoga Mat Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the Yoga Mat Podcast.
That guy looks so familiar on the right. Who could it be?
Yoga Mat Podcast.
Yeah, so we haven't totally got this all figured out yet, what it's gonna, feel like. どんな感じになるのか haven't figured that out yet, so,
全くわかんないな。
全くわかんないな。全くわかんないな。本当にわかんねえよ、お前ら。お前らわかってんのかよ、お前どうなってんのか。わかるわけねえだろ。何言ってんねん。丁寧に喋んなきゃいけないのかよ、日本語は。ふざけんなよ。ますとかませんとか使うやつらは。わかんねえ。わかんねえよ、お前、ちくしょう。ふざけんな。ふざけんな、お母様。ね？お前らは何言ってんだか。
stick with us, but this is our plan so far. So we're gonna have some kind of a serious discussion topic.
In English, we sound very polite and very collected. わかんねえかよ、お前、日本語、お前らは。Hi guys, hello. George Trombley here. for mass immersion approach. As you can see, my Japanese has improved quite a lot. 俺様はね、本当にええやつだ俺は。I do mix a little bit of Kansai Ben, but that is to be expected. That is probably the only problem with my Japanese. The fact that there are people that have criticized my Japanese for being, おいおめえは何言ってんだよやる気か俺やる気か But you know, my Japanese has improved since when I first started. I used to be like this. 私はすごくいいと思うんだけど、お母さんと喋ったらね、お母さんと話したら、お母さんダメだって言ったの。いいと思ってるのに。まあ、そんなの嫌い。This is why I don't look at AJATT videos and MIA videos anymore. Because I get totally pissy about it.
That we're going to talk about. We might go off topic. We don't know.
Matt sounds so nice. And Yoga Matt sounds so nice. It's great. I mean, English, you sound really great. You guys look great.
Somewhere to get started with.
Tangents are welcome.
And then we're going to have some sort of more silly, either like topic or question for discussion that just kind of for amusement. And then we're going to answer questions that we received on Twitter.
Yeah. So, you know, I joked with Matt earlier that just in case there are really absurd questions in the Q&A, we'll have an even more absurd one beforehand.
Yeah, interesting.
Just pushing me towards it. And then the anime, you know, like just the cartoons, which, you know, is how I thought.
Like, okay, for example, when I speak Japanese, I can hear some mistakes, right? But
I feel like it's possible to be, like novels, you see a lot of, you know, things written about the physical, and that's fundamentally if you think in terms of experience, those are fundamentally different experiences that you can have by being fluent in other languages.
Yeah, but well, if that's your goal of it,
but if you're thinking of just skill, that's what I'm saying. If you're thinking of just skill, it doesn't really add any like fundamental.
Well, I mean, if you're taking that lens
do.
of like you want to have interesting,
you know, in the case of person, I guess this is just, you know, what I would do, but it obviously, man, 3, it's just, if it was 2, I'd even consider. I'm like, oh, I'm probably more interested in Asian.
Okay, what if it was 5 European languages or Japanese and Chinese native level?
I would go
yeah,
Japanese
I probably would too, because that's
then.
just like so unbelievable.
Or how about you just learn languages at a pretty decent level and not worry about becoming native? Like, you don't need to be like so amazing. For the record, when I go to the drive-thru in Japan, they always think I'm Japanese. When I call people on the phone, they think I'm Japanese. That doesn't make me native level, but you know what? It's kind of fun. I get that. But you don't need to be so good that if your English sounds a little bit like this, but you still can say what you want to say, what is the problem? It's not a problem. You still have your... I did it again. This is Calvin. I love you. This is why I didn't want to go into this, because I get triggered by the mindset. Not that these guys are bad people. They're great people. I supported, as I've said a billion times, I support these guys. I did, at least, until I had to drop out. So we're not going to talk about other Japanese learning methods because it triggers me, because I put so much effort into my own teaching style, and this level of... Yeah. I'm done. Yeah. 終わりだよ、お前ら。俺はもうこの話はしねえっつっただろ、お前。しねえっつっただろ。ヤクザじゃねえし。We should talk about this on Discord? Alright. Alright, fine, Jack. Fine, Jack. Fine. I am now in Polyglot George chat. Oh, I already see you. Alright. Say something, see if I can hear you.
てめえ、なぜここに
おい久しぶりだな、お前は
久しぶりでね
またここでやったんだね、ほら
Jesus. Okay, we're done.
おはようございますだぜFuck, man. Why am I doing this again?
I literally, you're so easy. You like literally. I know you wanted to laugh at my joke.
What joke?
Like,
I didn't see it.
I'll recount it.
Wait, was it in the chat room?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'll recount it.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Like my back button, my voice push to talk button is like the same as go back page button.
Hey Calvin, wait, hang on, Calvin. I am so sorry, dude. I have personal issues. You need to understand that, Calvin. It is not you at all, dude. When I saw the MIA in it, first of all, no one calls themselves Calvin JFZ. That's why MIA, AJATT, it's religion-y style because it's like George the Christian, George J, like just no one does that. Like, how many people do you know go like, hey, I'm Jeff Genki, I'm Jeff Misa, I'm Jeff Japanese Pod 101. Why is it gotta be Calvin MIA?
Hey, George.
You might as well be Calvin Vegan. I'm sorry, what? Yes, sir.
George,
go ahead.
I'm actually.
I love you, Calvin. I do.
I'm actually Amo Misa. This is my real voice.
I did not believe you. Calvinism. Can you change your name to Calvinism?
No. So my joke was like in response to how you were pronouncing Matt Pat's like Japanese speaking style was like, quote, not so much quote informal Japanese or even quote anime/yakuza Japanese, but quote holy fuck I drove a nail into my head brain damaged Japanese.
Yeah, that's not a funny joke, but thank you, I appreciate it.
But, like,
you tried.
I tried my best. I feel like you smirked just a little bit subconsciously.
No, I wasn't looking at the chat.
Okay, but yeah. at the same time, like you could at least like that's a very like informal, almost like depending on who you're talking to, kind of childish way of speaking Japanese. But
yeah, I wasn't even expecting that. I was not expecting that again. I had forgotten about that problem. That when they speak, they're like "wakaranai." It's just like "wakaranai desu ne." Like, can't they speak like adults? They're English. Here's the thing. I've said this before. I said, speak Japanese the way you speak English. If you're rough in English, then you can be rough in Japanese. For example, I am informal in English a lot, so I switch to informal fairly quick in Japanese. Like I'll do that. But if you are a shy, polite guy in English, do not be like, "Ore wa sa" in Japanese. Don't do that. It's awkward.
I actually meant to ask you about like what "sa" means in that.
Hang on. Let's get Calvin in here.
Yeah, Calvin, get in here.
Calvin.
By the way, I will say that's one of the things I'm most conscious about because I was at my friend's birthday party yesterday and trying to be conscious about speaking relatively formally to people that I don't know very well. And yet at the same time, speaking to someone that I know is younger than me, and at the same time I should be more friendly with because I've met them before, it is a real challenge for me. Like I'm trying to speak formally. I'm trying to speak respectfully because I don't want to be that foreigner that people just like, oh, I forgive you for speaking informally.
And no one will hate you for speaking overly polite. They will hate you for speaking rudely, though.
I understand. Like there's a difference between speaking like "ikze" versus like "ikoyo." Like there's a difference. There's a difference to be said there. But I don't want to be that foreigner. I'm hanging out with like I'm the only other foreigner at this party was my friend's boyfriend. I don't want to be that guy considering how far I progressed in my Japanese learning. And as such, even if I'm speaking to someone who is 10 years younger than me, I don't want to be disrespectful. So one of the hardest things I find when speaking Japanese to people is be like, should I speak informally here?
Hang on, who's Dove Project just joined? Hi, Dove Project.
Hi. Yokoso.
Hello.
You're not Calvin, right?
No.
Of course not. Your name would be Calvin, if you were.
By the way, Goody, I saw your comments on our last conversation, myself and George, and epic, I will say. They're actually really funny.
Who?
Goody.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Goody. Yeah.
They were pretty funny.
Okay, Calvin MIA is coming. I wish Yoga Pants was coming in. Because he's the one I was just punching in the face right now.
Get everyone in here.
I was only making fun of Calvin because of his microphone setup. That's all I was thinking of.
Like, tell me how I get more people active in the JFZ and Polyglot.
I don't know. I come into these things. And I'm like, how do we have this many people but no one talking? Maybe they're all AJATting. I don't know.
God. No, they're all playing Shiritori. It's fucking. I'm so frustrated by it. It's like you have people who want to learn the same language as you.
Well, here's the thing: you can't look. This is one thing I really agree with on the AJATT thing. Don't learn from other foreigners in terms of unless they're really good at what they do.
No, I don't know. Like
hang on, Cheyenne.
I understand to an extent, but if it means like brainstorming ideas on how to understand a certain grammar point, do it. It doesn't mean like speak with foreigners who don't understand the language at a fluent or native level, but like go over the points that you bring up in your video lessons. Like, hey, I was confused by what George said about book 2 chapter 7, and then have someone else help you, and don't just do it via text, do it via voice, because that makes all the difference. That's kind of one of the points I wanted to bring up in the last conversation is, look, the reason I was able to understand so much of what you were saying is because you made the video lesson to help explain it. And so if other people can help do the same thing, like,
you know what though, honestly, I mean, I don't care to recruit people to learn. If they find my channel, that's cool. I don't need missionaries out there recruiting, you know.
I will wear the white shirt and black tie.
Don't
and
need
the name
that.
Tag. Oji-san jaku.
I mean, I've never been a salesman on that, so I don't need to like promote it.
But that's not the point I was trying to make, George.
I know, but I was only half listening, so.
I was just trying to say, like, if someone else has gone through book 2 or 3 and can help someone understand the grammar points of book 1, if like, oh, I didn't understand what George meant by that, and be like, oh, this is actually what he meant. Like, even though I don't have the ability to explain properly higher level Japanese grammar, there are certain points that I've learned that I feel like I could adequately explain. Based on
you could maybe help them out.
So I think
for the person who asked for the Korean FZ Discord, there it is.
So I guess
I don't know why it looks like the link.
I think it's just one of many ways that people could take advantage of the fact that we have several Discord channels by which people can like talk to other individuals learning the same language and be like, it's basically like the after hours or break session.
Well, it's like people in your class. You can talk to them. Cheyenne, did you want to say something?
No, nothing in particular. Just listening.
Okay.
No. I did this last time. I don't want to be the one that just gets on the soapbox every.
You're just so insightful, son of Flynn. I just can't help but listen to everything you say.
Oh, Kyoshiko. Sorry, I love that phrase. I think if there's any phrase in Japanese that really sticks out to me, it's Kyoshiko desu. It's basically a way of saying like you honor me, or oh, I'm not really that great, or.
Can you type it? Can you type it somewhere?
I've never heard it. I'd like to learn it too.
So there's this really cheesy show. It's based off of manga, but it's a really cheesy show called Nihonjin no Shiranai Nihongo.
Oh
it's
God!
Basically,
I bought that book and I purposely haven't opened it. I don't want to. Here's the thing: I don't want to know Japanese that Japanese people don't know.
No. This is the entire premise of the show is like this one Japanese girl who is wholly unqualified to teach this class because she doesn't understand the finer points of Japanese, is teaching a classroom of foreigners at a Japanese school. And there's this one guy in particular who, ironically enough, the character's name is Jack, is like, in one episode, he's super obsessed with Kegel. And so someone is like, Jack-san, sensei mitai desu yone. And it's like, kyoshiku desu.
Kyoshiku?
Kyoshiku.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry to intrude, but can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Hey, Calvin.
Awesome. Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah, I wasn't picking on you. I was picking on MIA for the record.
Oh no, dude.
You seem really
fine.
cool.
It's fine.
You got to fix that
Thank
mic
you.
setup though.
Yeah.
I will post
do.
this in whatever chat I can.
If you have the money, this mic's actually been really, really good that I'm holding up right now. I don't know if you can see it.
I'm using the blue snowball. It's actually
That's it.
pretty good.
Look. Like
Yeah, I have the Blue Yeti as well.
This is the Yeti. Yeah, I really like the Yeti. It's been actually pretty
wow.
fantastic. And it can
Nice.
sit kind of far away.
What time
Whereas,
is it on there?
no, isn't it like 90? Takikayo, man. Eh? Takikune.
Like I can only emulate things that I've heard from like actual anime or drama in terms of that level of informal.
Atashima.
Koi.
Wait, but sorry, go ahead.
No, but like
this Blue Yeti's really good though. I think it's like $99. It can't be that much.
I'm probably using my Logitech headset mic right now because I probably need to switch to the blue. It's a good mic though. So if you're looking more for a budget mic, go for the Snowball.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, man.
Don't buy budget if you can get their good one. Go with the one that's going to be good. Ooh, they have
I don't know. Like George, I posted in the general chat.
$128 for the black Yeti one. I kind of want the black one, but I so don't need it. But it looks really nice.
I like the black Snowball. It's good enough.
I mean, I'm dumb because I end up buying things I don't need, and I'm trying not to anymore.
Oh
my God, they have all these different colors now. Look at this. Look at this. They've got red. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay, when we bring back new recordings of Japanese Topics Mania, I'm gonna get these on the table. These are awesome.
Suge.
Don't these look cool?
Suge.
Suge na chincha. Oh, I added Korean. You can't do that shit. If you want to be really cool, you add Korean to your Japanese though. That's what you're supposed to do. Begopa. Eh?
I actually was watching a Korean movie or something like that, and I'm like, I should learn Korean, but I need to learn Japanese first.
All right, so Calvin, what's up?
Yeah, if you don't want to talk, and I didn't know that you had such a disdain for.
It's a long battle. Honestly, it's been.
Yeah, I was completely ignorant, and if you don't want to talk about it, I completely understand.
I'll give you the short story. It started. There was Matt versus Japan did a video. Responding to something I said in the live stream where I said I'd never read a Japanese novel because it's a pain in the ass because of all the kanji that I don't always know and then I have to look up. And then he said, "Why would you learn Japanese from a guy that doesn't know all the kanji?"
Oh, the hating on video.
Yeah. Now to his defense, because I said, "Hey, you don't know." I commented a lot in his videos like, "You don't know my accomplishments, what I've done in Japanese."
Yeah.
And I'm being honest. I'm not that guy that lies and says I know every Japanese kanji. I don't know them, but I've interpreted it for many Fortune 500 companies. I do simultaneous interpreting. I actually have pedigree in that area, and he removed it. And we became friendly, and we did that one George and Matt talk thing, and I thought it was good, and I finally learned what AJATT was, and I started understanding where it came from. And then a short time later, I started supporting him on Patreon. I supported another guy, Nuke Marine, who I think is also great on Patreon.
Nuke Marine is actually in here a lot. I will say,
I like Nuke
appreciate
Marine.
that he's in here.
Nuke Marine is really, really working hard. So
He's an awesome dude.
He really is, and I even asked him questions. He taught me some things about making flashcards. He taught me what the I+1 is, and I didn't know what that meant. And he said I is everything that you know, and then it's +1. And then I even modified the way I'm writing Japanese from 0 book 5 to where, because we were we were held back by always having to use words that we had taught in the book. We could never go outside of that. And then even though that was for flashcards, I thought, that'd be a cool concept to put in the book. Of course, you can give them a sentence that has the translation right below it with one word that they don't know, as long as it's a noun, is our rule. And so we started doing I+1 in the book, and I explained it to Kaneko, and it's been fantastic. So I've learned some things from there. Also, for the record, Anki is on my phone, and I have a Chinese list, and when my Chinese friends say something really awesome in Hello Talk, I take that sentence, and I make a card for it. It's nothing that I've ever written. It's always what they have said. So I learned about taking a native sentence. If a native said it, it's probably pretty good, and I like that. excellent. Everything else I have a problem with because it's just so intense. It's just so intense. And then the people that are typically, Calvin, you seem like a great guy, but a lot of the people that do AJATT are so high on themselves, and we found the right way, everything else is wrong. And then people would be like commenting like, did George finally come around? I would see that every now and then, and people would tell me on the back end, they're talking about the red pill and the blue pill. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why is this such a...
You have a... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I talked forever. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, being brutally honest, I've been noticing a lot of troublesome things about the community.
It's the community that really turned me off.
And I'm honest. I'm gonna say what I feel. I do feel like there are a lot of self-righteous people in the community that take Matt's every single word as gospel.
God.
Yeah. And they're like, I seen some nasty comment threads. It was with you in it. It was on his the video that Nick made. No. It was one that he made where he's saying he was wrong. Matt was wrong, and you commented saying something along the lines of, "Wow, so you can be wrong." Like, you weren't being mean, but you're saying.
No, I said this hurts me to say this.
Yes.
But I almost want to say I told you might not be right or something like that. But now I want to say this. Matt is amazing because he can admit that he needs to adjust what he's doing. I think that needs to be pointed out that Matt is a phenomenal human being. I really believe that Matt, he's only 22. And at 22, I give a lot of leeway for people to have a complex, a thinking that they're really amazing, because I did too when I was 22. And so does Logan Paul. Logan Paul is going to end up probably being a really cool guy when he's 30 or 40. But
I doubt it.
I mean, you never know. But my point is, I give a lot of credit where credit's due for that. But I just had to leave because as a human being, I was stressed out because AJATT is so anti what I talk about. I don't. I tell people, don't go down this deep dark path of pitch accent and learning all these idioms and learning every single kanji. You know what? Learn what you want to be able to say, and then from there expand it out has always been my style. But one thing that I've consistently said, from way back, use other sources. So I'm not against, I've never ever, which is not what AJATT is. AJATT is do the method that we say, do our method, use these particular things. And it's like, you know what? Let people do what they want. Don't put them in this really hard shell of what you must do. You must do this much listening every day. You can't output for this much time. It's too rigid.
I would say be flexible. Like, case in point, I don't know if you know the particular podcast I'm talking about, George. Pito no Fushigi na Gareji.
No.
Okay, so it's a podcast from Mitsubishi, actually, the company.
Okay.
But it's actually kind of interesting because they use like a bunch of different topics that they explore, and this one in particular is looking at like the history of animation, not just anime, but like animation, like cartoons and whatnot. And I learned 3 new concepts just by listening to the first minute of the particular episode they were talking about. Nosete, which means to post something like online,
or to put something on top of something.
Takuramu, which is like to scheme or to plot, and then Geishijin, I think is the right one, like primitive man.
Genshi. Yeah.
So okay,
I learned that when I was going through my Anki decks when I was 12.
But that's the point. Is I was trying to listen to this particular episode and actually type out what I said and then learn the grammar from there. So while I do appreciate the idea of learning in the AJATT scheme of things, in trying to immerse yourself.
Yeah, there are definitely some
I don't
really
think strict
good
immersion
things.
is going to get you as far as you think it will.
It's a mix.
I think you have to look at it in an analytical way.
You have to live your life. You can't make Japanese your entire life, or it's going to be really, really bad. Anyway, Calvin, I want Calvin to talk a little bit more. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I agree 100%, man. And I'm not the AJATTer that you probably think I am.
No, I don't think you are.
No, I still.
After watching your video, I realized you're a pretty chill guy.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. It's just, I guess I want to talk about I guess what goes on in our heads on why we choose to do AJAT or MA, whatever you want to call it, same thing really. We choose that method because we feel like it's going to get us to a place that we want to be with Japanese. At least that's how it was for me. Like, I never thought I want to be at a native level, speak at a native accent, just be perfectly native, because I don't want to live in Japan ever. I don't want to go through that kind of pressure, that kind of hardships of not being accepted. I don't want to go through that, and I'm definitely not a weeaboo. Can barely sit through an anime nowadays. I just like I don't want you to think that all of us are the culty,
I know they're not. I know they're not.
disciple of AJAT. Now they do
I know they're
exist.
not.
I will, yeah, and I do exist. I mean, they do exist. I've seen it multiple times, even in that one thread where things got really nasty. Like I was shocked at how nasty he got, and
Wait,
just
when you say he, you mean the guy talking in the thread, not Matt, right?
no, not Matt,
Yeah, because Matt seems to be pretty collected.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, Matt seems to be pretty. Matt is pretty collected from what I can see. And and I can respect the fact that he was able to admit that. Let's be honest, he was being an asshole. He was.
That's why I think Matt will grow because he's already got humility at this age, and he's really intelligent. Like his video on why remembering the kanji is the best book,
was brilliant.
I thought was really amazing. I commented, you all know I wrote kanji from zero, so for me to say this is a great video, I'm not lying. I have no agenda. The best thing I could have done was not say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it was a really good video.
Oh, it was, and and I purchased your first book before I found AJAT. So there's that too. But I don't know. Like even recently, like I feel like my relationship with AJAT and MIA as a whole hasn't been tainted, but it's getting me questioning like, what am I really a part of? Like, how do I word this? Like, there are so many things that I find questionable, and even I was falling into this trap. Admittedly, hate to say it, but I kind of was. Like, every time Matt would post a video, I would see comments like, "I stopped my immersion time for this," or just something really kind of cringy to read.
So, no. So Calvin, so would you say that? And I'm just asking an intimate question here. Would you say that AJATers, like the really really invested ones, will consider AJAT their sole means of increasing their Japanese listening and speaking ability? And as a result, would you think that perhaps you have seen a need to move beyond that and even go for someone like, listening to George's Japanese lessons from books 1 through 3? And George, don't worry, I'm not throwing shade there for not having done book 4 yet. But I'm just saying,
I'm out of here.
But like I brought this up the last time that George and I talked. Where like I've gone to Misa, I've gone to Nihongo no Mori, I've gone to I've even gone to Japanese Pod 101, and I don't like their teaching style. It's so like bleached. I think, for lack of a better word, I just don't like their teaching style. But if they have something of value to say, I will go and like learn through that method. And I feel like the vibe that I get, maybe not being knowledgeable enough, is that people who learn through the AJAT method are considering AJAT their sole means of learning.
Yes.
Okay.
I would definitely say so. Now, from what I gathered, I think a lot of AJATers, they done other methods prior to starting. Maybe they done Genki 1 and 2. Maybe they done even Japanese from 0. But I think most people will consider AJAT to be, the sole method that got them to where they want to be. And keep in mind that a lot of AJATers, like just look at Matt's channel with update videos, or not update videos, but the interviews that he made. A lot of them, they choose AJAT because they are reaching for that super high level so they can move to Japan and assimilate. And we've seen this twice now, where people would get to a really high level, not native, of course, but really high level. They get to Japan expecting to fully assimilate, or they even go to Japan with an American mindset, and they end up hating it. That happened to Matt. That happened, I think, with Nick, and it happened with someone else. I can't think of his name. So, and I think things like that make me realize, like, yeah, I guess I'm using massive immersion approach, but my mindset is not quite the same as theirs because I don't. I just like Japanese culture. The language is cool, but I don't want to live in Japan for the long term.
And neither do I. You know, I want to point that out. Neither do I. The one place I really don't want to live is Japan or Korea, and I love them both. Going there randomly every now and then is freaking fantastic. You know, and I want to talk about this massive immersion concept. Forever, I have said, listen to Japanese native level podcasts. I'm saying this just to protect myself a little bit because I don't want people thinking, oh, the thing is, massive immersion approach, AJATT, they're not crazy unique. It's just something that it's what you do when you want to go balls out on a language, you do those things. It's what I did to improve my Korean. I went balls out, and every day I was listening, and I've played these podcasts multiple times on my streams for Chinese, for French, for Korean. And I say, this is what I do. I don't like to listen to the slow Chinese news or slow Korean because I want to hear it at native speeds. And it has completely improved. And I'm sorry, I'm just thinking, I was trying to collect my thought for a second. I don't want this to be a brag, okay? But the main problem I have with the AJATT mentality or MIA mentality is that they have this assumption that you can never improve or it'll be very, very difficult to improve. Now, I just the other day posted a voice chat on Hello Talk, and the comments were all, why is your accent so amazing? Everyone is saying my accent's amazing in Korean. Now, I don't think it's amazing, but they did. The Koreans are responding. How did I get there? By listening to the input of that radio show always helped me. But I was always outputting the entire time. And initially, when I was speaking Korean, only a few years ago, everyone could tell you speak Japanese because you sound Japanese. And in Chinese class, my teacher said you sound Korean because she only teaches, she teaches Americans, but there's always like 4 or 5 Koreans in that class, in those Chinese classes. So did that stop me? Did I think, oh, my Chinese will never sound good? I ruined it by not doing a bunch of input. Or no, I know that in about a year, and I already know my Chinese is getting better because I can do voice to text a lot more clear than I used to. I'm still missing up the tones on my, and almost always it's on my final words. But will I get better? Yes. AJATT assumes if you screw up, you're kind of done. You're kind of not going to be able to improve. That's what I always get the vibe. Go ahead.
You going to say something?
Go ahead. No, I was done.
Oh, I thought the other guy was. Sorry.
Well, son of Flynn, Jack always has something to say, FYI.
I always do.
You give him a 1-second opening, and then you're going to have to wait a little bit. So, Calvin, you have the
floor. I've been debating whether or not to bring up the idea that, like, Matt, as an individual, would he be able to explain, like, very similar, albeit slightly different grammatical points, despite having so much experience with input when it comes to Japanese? My idea came from a particular... my case in point came from like Nihongo no Mori, where they explain like oki ni, tabi ni, and goto ni. Like, would he be able to explain the grammatical differences between those things?
Well, look, let me explain. Even Nihongo no Mori had to investigate that. They didn't come up with that on the fly, and I would have to research it. Matt would probably have to. I don't think he would know it on the fly unless he'd already looked at it. When you see, for example, me when I explain things on the fly, it's because I've probably looked at it before, or I'm going.
But that's kind of proving my point, George. Is that even if you get so much input that you understand and have experienced all of the different contextual examples where you might experience those particular grammatical points, you still have to at some point come back to a grammatical analysis of these ideas.
If you want to teach it,
we even have to do that in English.
But yeah, but if you want to teach it, that's true. But if you're just speaking Japanese, you don't need to know that. You know, my wife and Kanako, if you watch even the Japanese from Book 5 live classes, Kanako says, I will investigate, because she doesn't know. And when we do our live, and we're talking about Book 5, it's not like it's like college, level 54. It's just 5 in a very relatively simple Japanese book series.
And I guess I don't want to be confrontational about this, but I guess if someone were to say, 1年ごとに日本に行きます or 1年おきに日本に行きます, you probably understand there's a difference to what I just said.
Well, first of all, I don't know what the difference is, but I would never say 1年ごと ever. And I don't know why. I would always say oki. I wouldn't say goto. I don't know why.
But I don't know. The thing that I got from Nihongo no Mori was that 1年ごとにlike means you can use that. It's acceptable, but it means like I go to Japan every year.
Mm-hmm.
But 1年おきに
is every other year.
I go to Japan every other year. There's
those aren't see, because I would say mai toshi. That's why I would never say goto.
Yeah.
I would never say goto. I would say mai toshi nihon ni ikimasu.
Oh, wait, I understand. I'm being very persnickety when I say that. I'm just giving you an example that
right.
The reason why I don't simply input is because I want to be able to break down the grammar and understand it. That's just how my mind works.
There's a huge benefit to getting a grammar breakdown. This is why I never liked Rosetta Stone, was because they're also kind of an emergent way of doing it where they show you the pictures and you don't really know what's happening. You just have to kind of guess. And the phrase that I came up with, I think I said it maybe 6 years ago. You know that phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words?
Mm.
Well, I like to say one quick explanation is worth 1,000 pictures. And it really is. Because there's things in Japanese that I've been using wrong literally 30 years, and then I was in a Korean class, which has the grammar is so close in Korean and Japanese that I went, wait a minute, I thought it was this way, and I would use it wrong in Korean. I said, no, you can't use it that way, and then I would go look up the Japanese grammar and find out I've been wrong, even though that was a completely immersion learned concept. I had been wrong for 30 years.
And like case in point, my parents are going to be moving to Switzerland probably early next year. My mom's trying to learn German, and she's using Duolingo, and I'm like, you're not learning the grammar that way. You're not learning how to actually.
I just deleted it off my phone. I just deleted it.
Wait, son of fun, I have a question, if you don't mind.
No, is that okay, George? I know this is your channel.
No, dude, I actually really enjoy this back and forth between everybody. We almost should make this a weekly thing.
Hey.
Okay. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Kyoshiku.
Kyoshiku desu. Can I explain like how that's used, basically?
Well, I looked it up when you were talking.
It means
feeling obliged, being grateful, being thankful, being sorry, being ashamed, shrinking back in fear, which is an archaism apparently, and then there's kyoshiku shigoku, extremely grateful. What?
Imiwa no apuri o tsukatta no?
I used no, not Imiwa. I used Jisho. That, by the way, they're the same source.
So okay. Anyways. So
Imiwa, Jisho, they're all using the Jim Bream dictionary. Even
I learned to use Imiwa. Imiwa is fantastic. I
have it on my app. It used to be called Kotoba for that.
So, anyways, whoever was commenting, I didn't see the chat, but go ahead.
Oh no, it was me. I asked you a question to make a comment. Matt has been incorporating grammar and studying grammar in the beginning, as far as I know, ever since he really started making his own method, and even before MIA, when it was just him promoting AJATT, he will always encourage take him. So I guess that's one thing.
Okay.
But I guess a question I have too is, what value is there in being able to, I guess, consciously know different grammar points?
There's the only real value, Galvin, which I was trying to point out earlier, is if you're going to teach it, because if you know that goto ni, for example, is every year, and you know that okini is every other period, right? That's fine. Just know when to use it. There's no and this is what, by the way, Calvin, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm trying to tell Son of Flynn is, even when I teach Japanese, I tell people get to Fluency City first, then you can go backwards and learn all that crazy stuff, because who cares that des is a copula? Who cares passive and active?
I don't know what that is.
You just need to know if it uses a ga or an o. That's really what you need to know. You know?
And to add on that, George, like you can't use, like, if you said 授業のたびに宿題をいっぱい出る, like every class.
You would say
like,
各授業.
各授業.
Yes.
So, but tabini is it doesn't have anything to do with like
it's time periods
or accounting.
It's time.
No, it's as far as I've understood it, and you can correct me because you know way more than I do. But tabini, as much as I've experienced,
it's with the verbs,
just
actually.
means every time, irrespective of.
I say tambi, by the way. Tambini, yeah.
Kansai ben desu ka?
I'm not sure why I say that.
That's probably because your wife.
韓国に行くたんびに I say that.
Okay, but so to add on that, yes. I think the reason why I put so much focus on grammar is because I love to tell people about, like, especially people that I'm close to, different grammar points that I've learned or things that I've learned in Japanese, and be able to explain it. So I totally agree with what George said, is that if you want to be able to teach it, then that's absolutely helpful to be able to break down the grammar.
But
that's largely
I would
the way
say,
that I've learned from
as
George.
a teacher, though, you would never want to teach Goto and Oki at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be me. I would say, like, when you teach Oki, for example, Okini, and then later on when you teach Goto, you say, how is that different from Tabini? Because if you teach similar concepts really close to each other, the majority of students will mix them up. And then they need to have a lesson on why they're different. But if you teach Okini by itself, and then let it breathe long enough to where they're very certain what that is, and you've used it enough in examples up to there, then when you teach Goto, there's no chance they're going to mix it up because it's so separated.
Yeah, like Ishukan Oki ni mondai ni naru, or you can correct me if my Japanese is wrong. Like you get into trouble every other week or something like that.
Well, you said it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm using examples from an app that I'm using, which is looking at JLPT sentences, and I'm paraphrasing them.
Was it made by a guy named John Smith who studied Japanese for 2 years at Sophia University?
Possibly.
Many of those apps are just written by another student.
The reason why, and this is honestly a personal point for me, because my shortcoming in my Japanese learning is my ability to speak and listen has suffered as a result, because I have focused so much on the grammar, but that's how I learn. That's how I understand how to be able to formulate sentences. As long as I have the vocabulary, I can probably say whatever I want to, but I need to practice more on my listening and speaking ability.
I want Calvin to keep talking about what he was talking about, because I think we cut him off. Go ahead, Calvin.
I didn't mean to. He was just
no. Neither did I. But that's what me and you do.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Good.
But yeah, I get that. So I'm getting for you, learning grammar actively is beneficial to you because that's how you learn. I understand that completely. But I think I won't say most, but I know for me personally, I could care less about being able to like recite different grammar points. If I can just understand my input and be able to speak to other Japanese folks, that's good enough for me. But I understand where you're coming from, man.
That's the George Trombley method right there.
I will counter that only to an extent, where I say that I think there's a fine line between being able to build sentences naturally and to be able to respond naturally, and simply reciting phrases that you have heard in the past. And I'm not immune from that particular problem.
The thing is, you can learn unnatural sentences. They'll be corrected within 3 or 4 uses. You would change from that version because Japanese people restate it back to you the right way, or you'll hear it the other way. And so if you learn see Dick run, which we never say, oh, I can see Dick running, you'd eventually change to that pretty quickly as you used your English. That's why for me it's always the usage is what gets you there. The interactions. I'm not talking about pure output. I'm talking about an exchange, a back and forth with a Japanese person is 1 million times, in my opinion, more beneficial than pure output and pure input. You need to have exchanges where they go, what? And then you go, what? And then you have a conversation about the thing that they didn't understand or what you didn't understand.
So I guess my point. I don't want to cut you off, Calvin. I want you to respond.
But I'm going to anyway. Keep going.
You're fine.
God damn
It's
it,
okay.
George.
It's okay.
I guess my point is that, like, is there a fine line? If you're a Japanese friend, they might, honestly, the people that I hang around with, they'd be like, 毎日仕事があと疲れたよ. Like, I'm tired every day after work, and my butchering of the language might be bad. Was that right, George?
Sounded okay to me.
Okay, so and
But
I'd be like,
I think people would say 仕事終わったら.
仕事終わったら.
Yeah, 仕事の後 is okay too. Yeah.
Okay, so then I might naturally, because I've used it so often, I might say, like, しょうがないな, or 仕方がないな. Like, and that sounds really informal. That's kind of what started this conversation.
But actually, see, I would say, why would you even say that? I would say to you, that's a weird thing to say even in English. Oh man, I'm so tired after work. Well, it's hopeless. It can't be helped. It's just a weird thing to say in general.
I use that phrase to say, like, that's kind of how it is, isn't it?
Normally, though, Japanese people would say, 大変ですね. See, you're not following the culture now. And that's what I've had another problem with.
Okay,
when I was talking with Matt, when Matt was talking to my wife, the things he was saying to my wife were not culturally good. They were just like, wow, why would you say that? That's not how Japanese people speak. So you can learn language to a high level, but you had better learn the culture as you're going. It's sedimentary layers. You go culture, you go society, you learn some grammar, you learn some words, you learn some slang, you go culture, you have a fight, you have a misunderstanding, and you build up through time a really solid round Japanese understanding. It's not, I put sentences into Anki every day. I never talk to anybody and I listen to things 9 hours a day. And now I am a machine who speaks very cold Japanese and I don't understand how to sound like a human being. 仕方ないな。
ジョージ先生、去年の3月から日本語を勉強しています。I'm still learning.
I'm not yelling at you.
I'm
not yelling at you.
I am absolutely always looking for the more like I will tell people on Hello Talk. I will tell people
First
on
of all,
iTalki.
super impressive that in this
me,
short of time your Japanese is this good. So, congrats.
Okay. So, okay. 恐縮です. No, but my point is, that's part of my problem. I told you, I am so hesitant to be able to speak like natural Japanese because I'm so thinking about all of like the grammar points that I've learned.
There's a question for you.
There's a question for you. I want to say it the most natural way.
There's a question for you, Jack. Geez, this guy talks a lot though.
I am very verbose. I don't even know if there's a Japanese equivalent.
仕方ないな.
喋ってばかりね.
Yeah, you're awesome, dude. It's fine.
Better than being しゃぶってばかり, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
That means good. Look up the verb しゃぶる. I'm not going to say it right here. This is how you learn your new words right here. しゃぶる. Look it up. I'll wait for you to look it up. That would be a fun mistake. もうしゃぶってばっかりですよ.
You asshole.
Oh wait, actually I want to
So,
okay,
guys, everyone add this to your Anki deck. しゃぶってばっかりだな.
しゃぶってばっかり. Hey,
もう仕事行って、もう仕事行ってさ、俺、毎日しゃぶってばっかりだぜ。一日ごとにしゃぶってばっかり。
I am an LGBT ally. If it means that's like ultra slang, like slang inception between Japanese and English.
That's not.
Well,
slang.
I can't add it to my Anki deck because that would be typing and that would be inputting. So I'm not.
That was great. That was.
How are you guys inputting your? That's like a really good like MIA question. Guys, I'm new here. Like, I'm told I wasn't. Wait, inputting? Oh no, inputting's okay actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I meant outputting, but
damn it, I thought we had something going there. I thought that was funny.
Oh.
I admire look, my main point has always been, like, if you can do AJATT, you could do anything. Like, if you can maintain that and go hardcore, you're probably going to also be a great anime artist when you just learn anime, or you'll learn how to, like, play an instrument pretty good. You're that kind of a guy that can put a lot of effort into it. That's all.
Wait, actually, can I make a comment about that?
Yes.
I think AJATT, to me, and maybe I'm just too, I guess, maybe I'm just not hardcore enough to think the others' way, but I think for me, AJATT is just simply immerse as much as you are able to and how much you want to. Like, I think for most people who are not in their mom's basement, AJATTing or all day, immersing all day isn't possible. We have jobs, we're in school, we have families, we have hobbies, we have friends. It is simply impossible to immerse all the fucking time.
Why don't you just say, you know what, when you're driving in your car, listen to Japanese radio.
I do that all
When
the time.
you're at the gym, listen to Korean radio. You know, whatever you're trying to, that's what I do. It seems to work pretty good. My accent has improved.
I don't think in the last 2 months that I've not listened to a Japanese podcast like.
Well said, by the way, Calvin.
Judy's podcast, or I know I talk every chance I get, George. That's going to be a.
I just wanted
here.
to make sure that Calvin know that I had heard and understood him.
Oh, he's great. He's great. It's fine.
You hear that, George? I'm great.
You better put that in your Anki so that it comes up on rotation that you're great and you don't forget.
I'm gonna put him on.
But just make sure it's every 10 minutes. That's what
I can't output them. I'm sorry.
And anyways, what I was saying is that, like, no, I will speak to this as a case in point because George so eloquently said that is a way that I should try to learn Japanese, is listening to podcasts like Pito no Fushigi no Gareji, Renai Konkatsu Stylist no Judy desu.
I love that one.
I love it. It's
so
I've tried to listen to the other ones you said. Like,
I haven't gotten into them.
One?
The new, well, there's a new version. The other one's gone now. It's
it's
Kojiapu. It's Kojiapu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one.
I like that, but I like that song because that's hardcore though, because they're talking about politics.
Yeah.
You know. But I learned how to say, you know, like the Trump administration from that, and I think it's cool. I use it all the time with my wife.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't know how to say that before. I was like, oh, that's what they're. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I feel like Judy's podcast is actually very good.
Oh, it's so natural. It's so good.
Japanese. It's very natural.
It's nichijou kaiwa, and that's what you need to do. And what my recommendation is always, if you can listen to people talking, which is why I like the political one, because they're just talking normal, but they're adults talking. And they're like, well, this wasn't ayo. Now, yoku kanairu to desu ne. And like they're talking in very like normal standard Japanese. It's good, but it's high level. And that's what I like.
Yeah.
Kaiwa is the best. Back and forth.
And that's what I've tried to get into, and like I appreciate you for suggesting those, because I've learned that a bit from other podcasts that I've been listening to, but as long as they're like having a conversation between each other, it helps understanding different levels of polite conversation or informal conversation.
I have a Japanese question for you, Jack. Yoku shaburimasu ka?
Dekinai.
Wait, do you know what I said?
We're
reviewing the verb we just learned.
Do I suck? I'm.
You know what suck? Good. I mean, I don't mean like you suck as a person. I mean you suck.
I'm 7% good at it.
I get it. That's why I made the LGBT.
Oh,
joke.
Okay.
And dude,
you don't
my
gotta be
form is
LGBT to
off
suck. You don't gotta be LGBT. I said LGBT. What
but
the hell is LGBT?
My form is off point. I'm out of practice, George. I use teeth all the time. It's you know, I feel bad for my.
You use teeth all the time. Oh my god. My shaburu technique has really gone down since I got braces.
Do you mean shaburu as in like be bad at something, or the other thing?
No. That's shaberu.
Shaberu.
You guys didn't look it up. Shaburu is to suck us something.
I looked it up. That's why I brought up the comment that I did.
Yes.
Hey, George. I learned from you. I've watched Ego Egu.
I'm perverted. I gotta stop these things.
I've seen your hentai ways of introducing English
Yes.
slang to Japanese people.
Yes. You've got to be hentai.
Lord.
Like if I'm in class, every one of my examples, if I can do it, is about picking up girls and dating girls. It doesn't matter. It's so funny for me. And then eventually the teacher is doing this thing where like, hi, you know, like in Korean though. I love that. That's so fun for me. Or I'm like always doing the like teacher is so beautiful that blah blah blah. All of my examples are flattering the teacher. Oh, it's my thing.
Well, I think you've brought up that Korean people in particular are like really conservative, but
they are. Well, let me point out though.
Where I love your point about kawari no kotoba for ego egu and like
yeah, that was a good one. Right?
It's like fuck demo f dake tsukaimasu.
Right. AF.
I actually showed that. I showed that to my friend who like my the friend I was telling you about, she's American, but her parents are Japanese, everything like that. She speaks English, but she.
Well, just tell me your name because you have to always explain. My friend that is half Japanese.
My friend K.
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 Anyways, okay, like Mr. Garrett or not Mr. Garrison, okay. Mr. Mackey from South Park.
Not the principal. Was he the principal?
Yeah, no, he was the counselor. Anyways, so Kay's mom, she's sponsoring her husband's boss's son here in Colorado, and like I'm his English speaking buddy, and so I actually showed him those videos, and I was like, oh, this is how you can learn English slang, and then I subsequently followed that up by telling him slang for ordering whiskey at a bar because I'm a great English teacher.
But see, that's the things that make people learn. You start with the fun things that are impactful. You give them things that they can say, and then people from there expand if they're going to expand. That's all.
Yeah. So next time I take him out for it's his birthday on the 29th.
Let me write that down in my notes. Hang on, give me a second. Kay's brother's son's friend.
Kay's mom's husband's boss's son.
Mom's boss's husband's son. Who is LGBT and likes to
shop. No, he's not.
No? Oh, I said.
No, he's from Osaka. That's it.
Oh, Osaka. Yeah, he likes to shop.
Tada no homestay Nihonjin desu.
Tada no homestay? What?
Homestay Nihonjin.
Homestay?
Homestay.
Homestay.
Wow, you are.
I'm trying to drive a point, you guys. I'm joking.
You are beating a horse to death.
Yes. Uma o kuroshite masu ne.
And that horse is the same sex.
Yes.
As his partner. And they are going.
Almost bought a horse hat yesterday.
So.
Anyway, this conversation got pretty boring, which is why I'm joking around too much, I think.
You know, I hate name dropping. Anyways, like I hesitate to name drop because I don't want to get in trouble.
So
anyways, Naoya is my friend.
Who?
Naoya.
Who's Naoya?
He's the person I've been talking about for the last 3 minutes.
How is that a name drop?
Because if they watch this video, they'd be like, "Oh, you're telling everybody our names."
Normally, though, a name drop is when you drop a famous name. Like, look, I don't mean to talk about Katy. I was with Katy Perry. I don't want to name drop, but we were having tea the other day. That's a name drop.
Okay.
I don't know if you do that. Let me double check. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me double check.
I care about the people that I hang out with enough to not be too flippant.
Define name drop.
Wow. Is this really
okay? Name drop.
Everyone, is this really where this conversation has gone?
I'm just double checking what name drop means. To casually drop the name of a famous person, you know, a friend or a relative. No. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Famous person that you.
No.
Shut up. It's to casually drop the name of a famous person who you, a friend or a relative. No, it's not your friend or your relative. So as to appear cool vicariously because you know a famous person. Hey, my brother was hanging out with insert celebrity name here the other day. He says they're pretty cool.
I've spent enough time on the internet that some people don't like doxing in any way, shape, or form. So.
Well, now you know. Hang on. Oh, I found out. Oh, I found him. He's got black hair. I found him. Was that a real laugh, dude?
No, that was partly a real laugh, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, like 99%.
I love how you think
people have black hair.
Guys, I need everyone to dox Nalia right now. Find this guy.
I'm gonna see if you're actually like finding him on like Facebook or something.
Dude, how would I? There's just no way.
You
dude.
probably could. I friend requested you on Facebook, George.
Yeah, but I don't accept friend requests.
You would from me.
I don't accept it for anybody. Oh, I take that back.
Me.
Cute Korean girl, yes, I have done that.
Okay.
Korean guys
but...
even because I want to see their Facebook posts.
Okay. Hey, like if you can give me in advance, I'll.
You know what I won't do though? There's these people that have the
surgery.
fake Japanese name. Oh my god, they're so obviously not a real Japanese name. I won't friend those guys either.
I mean, I use the Japanese version of my name in katakana online. I don't know. I kind of got silent.
Hi guys.
Hey, Goody.
Shogunai ne.
Shikatanai ne.
Shikatanai ne.
Output is important.
Are we still allowed to ask questions about AJATT?
Oh my god. Oh, welcome to AJATT. You can ask your AJATT questions to Calvin. Shut up, Jack.
I had a legitimate question about it because I don't know much about it at all. But just so like.
By the way, I
method,
guarantee you, I have brought more people to AJATT than Matt has. I feel. I talk about it so much. Go ahead, Goody.
Are you allowed to like talk to people on Hello Talk and stuff like that?
No. Basically, the idea is you wait to output until you're basically fluent. So no.
Damn.
No, that's not what it was. No, hang on. That's not what it was.
How is that
I've heard Matt say you should limit your output. I haven't heard him say zero. I've heard him say both, like no output, but it's like for 3 months or something like that.
The precedent that I've been getting is don't output at all.
How do you wait, stop. Oh my god, you're killing me. How do you not output until you're fluent? That's like, I've said this before, but that's like never sweat. Like, I'm not going to ever exercise until I sweat. Like, until I can sweat, until I can exercise perfectly, no sweat's coming from my body.
Yeah, I don't know how you continue the conversation if you be like, someone's like, hajimemashite.
Well, this is what I hate about remembering the kanji.
If you don't answer, they're not going to talk to you.
You learn all the kanji, but you can't read it. And it's like you could just understand what it means. That makes zero sense to me too. When they're remembering the kanji too.
I feel like it's just fun to use the things that you learn right away.
Exactly. Like that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Like legitimately, even if I study something and it's not even that impressive, and even if I don't even know how to use it, I will tell my Japanese friends, "Look, I learned this, and I don't even know how to use it yet, but look, I learned it. Isn't that cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Goody, I would say this, man. I actually give this advice to people that I talk to personally. It's about advice. Take everyone's advice and fuck it. Only take the parts that you want that make sense for you. Fuck everyone's advice, including this advice that I'm giving you right now. That's exactly what I say to people. So, for example, there's really good things in AJATT. Like the sentence mining thing, I love that concept. I think it's great. It got me to use Anki again. I bought, if you can see my screen, I bought Radical books and Radical cards, not books, cards, because I realized, I should go back and really learn the Radicals. I'll learn there's only 214 main ones, and that would help me because I was making errors in recognition of kanji when I was reading the book with my Aitake teacher. I was like, oh my god, that's such an easy mistake. If I would have been paying attention to the Radical, I wouldn't have made that mistake, right? And the whole, like, I was against shut up. That was Jack, right? Wanting to say something?
No, it wasn't.
Calm down. Okay. But anyway, I was against mnemonics, and now I'm putting mnemonics at Kanji Reserve because now I believe mnemonics have value, and everyone told me to have value. Be flexible. If you hear good things, it doesn't matter who you are. And I say that as a guy that wrote Japanese textbooks and said, this is the way you learn Japanese. I'm saying I'm flexible to learning new things. You should be flexible to remove things that you don't think are good, but also reevaluate them later. Maybe you might find out that you should take a 3-month break and only do input. Maybe that's a good thing to do. I particularly haven't found all input to be a good thing, but maybe it would be good for you. Try it.
Yeah, and I'll admit, like, I guess doing nothing but input, it can be a bit challenging, especially when you're watching a stream when you want to respond to what they're saying so bad. But I just choose not to because it'll go against it. But
see,
I don't know,
that's the religion part of it, Calvin.
Yeah.
Like that's the religion part of it, where you're doing it just because it was said. If you want to speak, say something because I think what AJATT fails to realize is that mistakes are amazing learning tools. Like they're hugely beneficial to the learning process. If you're not willing to make a mistake, you're basically telling the people that learn Japanese that if you're not perfect, you better not speak. So what's that going to be? That's going to be the guy. In Korea, I'll give you a really short story. In Korea, there was a German kid. He was like 22. He was level 5 Korean, which is the highest level at the school I was at. I was level 3. And when we went and talked to the Korean girls in the street, which we did, he's a handsome, tall guy. I'm an older man. Who do you think they thought spoke more Korean and were really impressed with? Me. Why? Because I was talking way more than him with my errors and all. I talked all the time, and they were talking to me, not looking at him. He knows more than me. So why would the guy that knows more than me be thought not to speak as much? Because he doesn't speak as much.
I'm sorry.
Who was that? Calvin?
Go
ahead.
Yeah, it was me.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I'm not Matt himself, obviously, but I think I get the idea behind why he's saying no output in the beginning, because I guess he is looking at it as it's more efficient to just take the route with the least amount of mistakes instead of just outputting from the beginning, sounding like shit, making mistakes all the time, having people correct you.
No. Hang on, though. But you don't make mistakes all the time. Those mistakes get burned into your head that you have an embarrassing moment or a funny moment, and then you learn it.
But I think an issue is I noticed from the other side, there's a lot of Japanese folks in my dorm, and their English is so bad that if I were to correct every mistake they made, I'll be there forever.
Let's explain why Japanese English is bad, though. Japanese English is bad because they don't come from a language that has enough sounds to sound good in Japanese. And a lot of those kids that you're talking to are probably just survival mode learning English. They weren't like you that are like completely trying to learn the language. There's a fundamental difference in a person that comes to a country and they're thrown into learning the language versus I'm proactively studying and trying to improve myself. Those type of people can correct mistakes. I used to say this thing all the time in Japanese. For 20 years I was saying it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Ii kamo ka wakaranai. Something like that. Ii kamo ka wakaranai. I think that's what it was. But kamo ka wakaranai is not a thing. It's kamo wakaranai, if I remember correctly. Now I don't remember. It was something like that, and I was wrong all the time. And then my wife corrected me. And now when I say it, I don't make that mistake anymore. I just don't remember what it was right now. Sounds bad.
This is actually a great case in point. So I've told people that I live in Colorado right now, but I'm originally from Texas. And as early as 6 years old, I think I was learning Spanish and learning like the most basic of Spanish. And I learned that not just through elementary school, but I learned that in middle school overseas, like in the Middle East, and then came back to the United States and learned it in high school. If you expected me to argue my way out of a situation in Spanish, I would not be able to do it. I just don't have the speaking ability, and any effort that I gave to learning Spanish was in that survival mode that George was talking about, because it was a job. It was my means of getting through school. That is case in point, based on what I've heard from other English speakers, or I guess other English learners from Japan in particularly. They learn English as a way of getting through class, but they don't actually gain the ability to speak the language.
Yeah,
that's a major failing that people will note about Japan versus other countries like China, like South Korea.
There's a question for Calvin from William. He says, if Calvin speaks in Japanese to George right now, will the MIAers exile him?
No, I would pray that the other people in Discord wouldn't be that culty. I would pray.
How dare you?
No. What we try to do is like listen to the conversation and say, I don't understand that part. Let me research it and come back so I can understand.
I will say this though, like I hate speaking Japanese to foreigners and I hate speaking Korean to foreigners because they're normally shitty. Like, so I don't want to do it because I know that it's going to reinforce a bad habit that I might have. I agree with that part of AJATT. You should not learn from a foreigner that is shitty in the language. I remember I was in this is unrelated because I'm a jerk, but I was in class and there was a French guy and an American guy in my class in Korea. And the American guy was married to a Korean woman and he had been for 7 years. And I think this was only my third year studying Korean and I was in his class and I was so much better than him. And his accent was so shit. And I remember one day during the break, I couldn't hold back and I think his name was Chris. I said, Chris, you really gotta improve. You're so bad. Every time you say anything, the teacher has to prompt you for every word that you say. And then you go, oh yeah. And then you say it. You're married to a Korean woman and you live here. I don't know how you survived without getting good at this. You're in the class, so obviously you want to learn. And he said he hated me. He said he hated me for saying that. But then we were drinking beers. I don't drink, but they were drinking. Like 2 weeks later, he said, you know what? I hated you when you said that, but you're right. And he got better in class. Sometimes you need to be kicked in the butt. That's a random thing.
That's a problem with like American culture. I actually was reading some post about an Irish guy who was in the United States and was like Americans need to learn how to deal with constructive criticism. Did you have the same problem with the Australian guy you were talking about?
Who, me?
Yeah, you said it was like an American and Australian guy or some other kind of guy. So
I don't know. I'm pretty. I'm very like passive aggressive initially. Like when I first meet somebody and they say, "Oh, I've lived here 10 years," I already know they don't speak Korean. I get a vibe, or I know they don't speak Japanese, and I'll say something like, "Wow, your Korean must be fantastic. I'm so jealous of you." I would say that, and they go, "Oh no." I said, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, it doesn't even matter what you were doing in the country. You should be able to. And then, of course, you can always remind me that my wife doesn't speak English. And then I just have to shut up. But if you're not trying to learn the language, you're not going to learn it, I guess. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess you have a better case in point than most people where your wife doesn't speak English. She's lived in the country for 2 decades, and she just hasn't picked up the language to the point that she can speak properly. And the way that I phrased that sounded bad, but at the same time...
It's true.
Your wife has not taken the time.
Nope. She doesn't care. She understands a lot more. Like she understands way more than your typical Japanese person, and she can say more than her typical. But she should be so much better. Like I know people in Japan that are better than her who have never lived in America. You know, she should be better. But it is what it is. When I married her, wasn't into English ever. She hated English in school, so I didn't ever have an expectation that Yukari was going to get good at Japanese.
I'll just say I wouldn't be surprised if she came to Colorado, found me, and beat me upside the head for saying that.
She wouldn't understand what you said, so I think you're...
Sorry. Got him.
I think another problem with American culture, and I think this feeds into the AJATT thing, is that like in the school system, we're sort of afraid to fail. Like if you get the F, like you hang your head low and like you can't even look your mother in the eye. You know what I mean? So it's like failure is kind of built up as this thing that it's like directly tied to your self-worth, and you should just like avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that...
No, go ahead, Gary.
I think a lot of this is from my experience growing up with failure and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of it is that, I wouldn't say in every case it's great to fail, but I think that there's usually not a point where, let's say with your parents, it's a great example, like with a report card, where they turn you around and go, well, why did you get to this point? It's never really like that. It's just like oh, you failed. That sucks. They never really, the system isn't really built to ever turn it around on you and go, all right, how did this happen? Why did it happen? How can you prevent it from happening again?
You know what I always did, Goody? I learned it in some book, because I some book on, it was either on parenting or habits or something like that. They talk about how much negativity children hear until they get to a certain age. And from that point, I changed it up. When Arisa would come home with a report card, my wife likes to know why she didn't do good on a test or why she didn't get an A in this particular thing. And I'm always like, how did you get an A in these 5 things? That's crazy. I focus on the positive and I say, how did you do it? And then she starts explaining what she just said. Wow. And then I know that leads to her thinking, well, if I just did that in the other class, I'd get that too. But I don't need to say it because people are smart. And people can improve. People don't need to be babied through something. They can figure things out on their own.
George, this is kind of sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. This is kind of an intimate question. How much you've said this before? How much was Arisa ruined by Mari when it came to Japanese speaking ability?
Well, first of all, I know you guys don't know it, but Arisa actually does speak good Japanese.
No.
For the record, I want to point out because a lot of people misunderstand, from the live stream or whatnot. When she speaks to her mother, it's full-blown Japanese. Mari is better, but Arisa's also improving. She's learning bigger words, and when she makes, Arisa still makes mistakes in English. She'll say is when she needs to say are, and are when she needs to say is. And we correct her, and she gets better. But yeah, Arisa didn't learn Japanese like Mari did because Mari's first language was Japanese, and until she went to school, she only spoke Japanese. Arisa was born when Mari could already speak English, and a weird thing happens in the children that are raised in America that have Japanese parents or Korean parents. All the kids in their school speak English, so children language becomes English, parent language becomes Japanese. That's a very common thing, and that's what happened with Arisa, that they were speaking English to each other, not Japanese.
Yeah, it's really hard to properly analyze how that dichotomy divides itself disproportionately, because case in point, my friend Kay, she just has described to me a situation where when she was really young, she didn't understand English, but she got to that point over time, and now that's basically all she speaks is English. But her younger sister is kind of in the same boat where she understands, but even less so, she doesn't have the ability to speak.
Well, to be honest,
Japanese.
we force it a lot. We made them go to Japanese school. I think the one consistent thing,
their mom,
right? Because what happens with Japanese parents is they get worried. They want their kids to speak English because they know how hard it was for them, and then they don't realize that not speaking English in America, that is literally, except for my wife, not possible. That's like trying to keep a paper towel. This is my example of trying to keep a paper towel dry in the middle of the ocean. It's not going to happen. You're going to do it.
Yeah.
One thing that I consistently yell at Arisa or Mari for is, if I'm speaking Japanese to you, you speak Japanese back. Because what'll happen is I'll be outside and I'll say something in Japanese to keep it private from the rest of the world, and then Mari or Arisa will go, I know, Dad. It's just not like I was. No, I knew you were going to react in a shit way, so I wanted you to do it in Japanese, so it wasn't going to be embarrassing. No one needs to know our business, so our secret language becomes Japanese.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's not going to work 300 years in the future when every language is known in our brain. So you'll have to make up your own language.
You'll be dead.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna teach my daughters Klingon. I'm gonna do it.
Good luck, man.
No.
I would like to learn Lojban. You guys ever looked at that?
What is that?
I'm sorry. I don't want to get
it's a completely constructed language. It's invented to be perfectly logical.
It's gonna fail just like Esperanto did.
Yeah, it's like the newest Esperanto.
Yeah.
Despacito.
Esperanto is so last season, guys.
Dekunim was trying to say something, but his volume was too low.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just one thing I always think about the whole no output thing is I've done a lot of martial arts in my life, and I'm how could I sit there and just watch someone do the technique over and over and then just expect to do it one day?
Well, you have to watch the videos on the AJATT channel because they explain that language is a completely different thing. It's not like learning to drive a car, because those are the examples that I always give. It's like, yeah, I read the manual 4,000 times. I watched 9,000 hours of car video. I'm ready to drive. It's different. You have to watch the video. There's a lot of compelling evidence that language is different.
Okay.
I'd actually offer a counterexample because part of the reason why my speaking ability is so poor right now is because I don't practice my Japanese enough with people that actually understand what I'm saying. And there is a level of muscle memory that needs to be accounted for. And that is a physical thing.
Yes.
Like, if I wanted to be able to recount exactly what I wanted to say, I have to correct myself. I might be able to
think about even tongue twisters in English. You can listen to them millions of times, but
I can't do tongue twisters in English
unless you practice. Think about think about even in a native language that you're good at. You can't sing a song that you haven't practiced, no matter how many times you listen to it.
I feel bad every time. Like I love music that's in Japanese. That's one of the ways that I learn very complex language.
I can help you with that, son of Flynn. Jack, I can help you.
But
I have a solution.
If you want to teach me ex-Japan lyrics, let's do it. But
it's not about the lyrics. You put the lyrics on your phone. You get an app called Anytune Plus, and you can mark each part A, B, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you can block off a part between 1 and 2, and you can do slow loops where it keeps the tone, and you read your graphic and it says da 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 da, and then once you get to that, you can do a loop that starts slow and slowly ramps you up. That's how I learned all my fast Korean songs.
Oh, nice.
Here, let me show.
Yeah, please post it because
I'm not posting it. I just told it to you right now. It's Anytune Plus. I'm not going to post it. It's this.
I didn't have anything to write with. So.
Anytune Plus. Anytune. Okay.
I was gonna say, aren't you on a computer? Come on.
All right. So look. So I've marked off this particular section right now for do song. Okay. Hang on. Why did it?
Oh boy.
It's supposed to be at the right spot, but it's not. Hang on.
Demonetized.
No, it's too slow. It won't pick it up. Oh, that's only one section. Oh, see, that's that one section. I gotta pull it up.
I'll put up I'm surprised you have not gotten in here yet because I've seen you comment all night.
Here we go. Listen. Goldie, black pink full wayside Goldie. That part I just was working on it, and then it'll get faster every time, and I can adjust it.
I'll definitely download that tonight because.
So I learned, except for 2 lines of this song now, I learned how to sing the entire song. It took me a day. Not even a day. It took me I paced back and forth for a few hours practicing, and then I would turn on the karaoke machine and I would sing a little bit, and then I'd find out where I'm weak and I would come back. And in the background, in my notepad, I have the lyrics. So I'm listening to the repeat and I'm reading. Listen. I'm walking in the rain. 行くあてもなく That was X, by the way.
There needs to be someone who pushes a karaoke method for learning.
I actually have it on the Korean from Zero channel. I already did it.
I think that should be the next contest. Is like 30
all
seconds.
karaoke.
No, because I can't do music, guys. You're assuming I could do music on YouTube. It's only getting worse.
Oh wait, guys! I just wanted to thank you guys for taking the to talk to me tonight. I have to get going, but
all right.
I really do appreciate it.
Hi, Karabin Matane.
Bye.
Nice talking to you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Like this is the song that I want to learn, but it's so hard. Like it's very complicated.
Well, you probably don't want to play it, or else I'm going to get demonetized.
I'm not playing it. I'm just saying, if you guys want to listen to it, go ahead.
I took down that video that I did that for some reason. It looks like.
What video?
I had a video where I was teaching that technique.
No, it's not the samurai something or other.
No. I actually.
You monetized that shit.
That one is fine because it's independent stuff. Here's my apartment in Korea. Hello, everybody. This is officially the very first
This is a
live stream on the
This is
Korean
kind of what I
From
was
Zero
bringing
channel.
up last
Some of
time,
you
is, like, the
might have
music that
never
I'm
ever
really
seen a
attracted to
notice from
Japan is
the Korean
very
From Zero channel because
historically
I
inspired,
I
and it
couldn't hear
kinda
anything
seems
you were
like
saying
there's
because I was playing a video. What?
Okay. Sorry, no, the video I just posted is an example of the kind of music that I really like because it has traditional instruments. As a result, it usually includes very poetic Japanese, and as a result, it's not everyday Japanese. I do like learning it from a learning perspective because it's, hey, if you ever hear that word, you're like, oh, I know what that means. But when you want to be able to sing it, it's tougher than if you had something that was more of like contemporary music.
Cool.
I know. Wow, that's all you got to say, George?
Hang on. Hang on.
I like the sound of
F
F for
traditional.
respect.
Tada no F.
Is F for respect, man.
That doesn't make sense.
I think it's a Call of Duty thing. I actually don't know what it means. I've
Yeah.
seen it before, though.
You know what? I'll respond by saying that 60% of the time it works every time.
I thought it was press 1 to pay respect. So maybe it's different on everything.
You know what's you can boost the speed of your computer by doing Alt F4 if you're having lag issues.
Oh.
Ooh.
That is an old ass joke.
That's
a classic from 2004, my
I used
friend.
to do it all the time in StarCraft.
Original StarCraft or StarCraft 2?
Both. I did both.
Oh, I can hear us talking. Who's echoing?
No, it's press F to pay. That was me. Press F to pay respect, apparently. Daniel Mann has said that.
I can dig it.
All right, well, guys, we've been here for 2.5 hours.
Well,
And,
George, I don't know what is so attractive about me, but I'm like, let's talk in Discord. And you're like 2.5 hours later.
It's not attractive. It's that you suggested it, and I thought it was a good plan.
I don't know what is so attractive.
Someone is really listening. Soupy wants to say something.
I know. Soupy, what's going on, man?
Soupy's echoing.
Soupy, you have the floor. Let's do it. Oh, they left.
Oh my.
Like, this is the most welcoming this channel has been.
Soupy,なんで喋んねえのかよ、お前。
Get up!
Kushka!
That's how you said it like 5 years ago, right, George? Get up! Get up!
Hey, Soupy.
Hey, I think I'm back.
There you go.
There you are.
Yeah, there I am.
All right, Soupy, what
I have a new phone, and I was like, oh, I see it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, he's in Discord, but
You
phone's
missed.
not set up.
You missed it all.
It's not set up for push to chat, so I'm gonna fix that. My bad.
You don't need to do push to chat. We don't do that anymore. That's not a rule.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm old school, I guess.
Yeah, that was good for a while, but it's just too much work.
I've been using push to talk this whole time.
I have a mute thing on my mic, so I just keep switching that on and off.
I just keep my big mouth shut when I'm not talking.
Well, if you've seen the Book 5 classes, you'll know someone needs to change the battery on their fire alarm.
Oh my god. That was
I
pretty
volunteer as tribute to take his place.
I'm pretty sure it's
I was
Antoine.
laughing.
He won't admit it, but I'm pretty sure it's Antoine.
I think so.
I think I heard it in the first lesson video too. I was
Well,
like,
it was, but I thought that was basketball, like shoes on the court.
I don't know how someone could live in their house with that thing going on.
Okay,
for like a
I've
week.
done it for a
I don't
couple
wanna
months
die.
myself. I've done it for a few months. I get it. You get immune to it. You don't think about it. You
No,
block it out.
I would have already buried that shit in my dresser.
No,
Yeah,
that's
but
like water torture.
You bury that in the dresser, it still goes on for a couple weeks, man. Those things don't stop because you unplug them. They're crazy.
It's like water torture. I could not do that over and over again.
I don't think anyone would do that.
Well, as usual, we have had a discussion about nothing.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. One thing I was really like wondering about though, with the whole, I get it, they don't output, but like I did watch some of the video and I realized that he was saying a lot of the learning techniques is like when you're a baby, you're just constantly intaking things around you and hearing words being spoken and sentences being
Yes,
made,
but you're a
like,
baby.
right. And like that's my point. You have no other choice but
And
to
also,
do
you
that.
know what? That is a one-sided, like, pulling half of the information. Babies output all the time. They output all the time.
Right. And
Jason?
then they say it wrong, and then their parent corrects them. So
Right,
it's like,
exactly.
That's what doesn't make sense to me at all.
Here's a great point. How many of you remember a time where you might have said something like "paschetti" as opposed to spaghetti?
Right.
That is the point George is trying to bring up, where you need to make mistakes to learn.
I've said that exact thing before too.
I would never.
I didn't actually remember that.
And actually, I think the other example I gave was hospital or something like that.
Hey,
too.
You know what, George? I don't want no.
Oh,
scrub.
library.
So,
Library.
Library's a good one.
George, I don't want no scrubs. Don't go chasing waterfalls. If you're gonna teach Japanese from now on, you got to creep.
What?
Sorry. Anyone new guys or the other guys reference?
Hang on, I think I can respond to that. Parents just don't understand.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that's an old song. I got
That's
it.
what I thought he was saying.
Oh my god.
Don't want no
I was
scrubs.
quoting the other guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, where God, what's his name? What's the actor's name? Why am I spacing on it right now?
Doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter, but he was using all these TLC references, and it was like they were like, "Are you really quoting TLC right now?" The point is,
did we just become best friends?
Oh, we did. You know what? We became best friends last time. This just solidified.
I was quoting a movie for the record.
It was a. What was it?
It was Step Brothers. I was quoting a movie.
I got it. Hey, you know what, George? You know why I want to learn Japanese? Do you honestly?
So you can say Wakanda.
So you can say
that is part of it. But you want to know why I want to learn Japanese? It's because
girls.
I want to make bank, bro. I want to get ass.
Girls are the best, dude.
All right, hang
and
on.
I want to
let me
drive
say
a
something.
Range Rover.
Hang on, son of Flynn, Jack. Life lesson, just for a second. Life lesson. Life lesson to everybody listening. Japanese will not make you money. Let me have a dramatic pause. Japanese plus other skills will make you money. Japanese plus an array of other really cool skills will make you money. Not just Japanese. If I knew just Japanese, could I wrote a book? Could I have written the book? No. I've got tech skills too. I built the website. I figured out video editing. It's all these minor skills combined together with skill of Japanese.
Wow. I don't know how anyone could ever mistake the fact that you're in your 40s, you killjoy.
I don't know what you mean by that.
That was just a very.
No, I think,
a very.
I think that was a really good point,
an
though.
old fogey kind of joke situation.
Apparently, I said, "Could I wrote a book right now?" I apologize. Thanks, Sil, for pointing it out. Could I wrote a? It was could I have wrote in a book?
And it's because of that courage to output that we all learned a lesson.
Exactly.
George, what I was saying is that I was using the fact that, like, you were saying, like, Japanese alone will not make you money, and you need to have other skills too. And I'm like,
yes.
Of course, you utilize your Japanese speaking ability with your other skills. If you're going to be an artist for like an anime production company in Japan, you need to have artistic abilities and the ability to speak Japanese.
Das ist true.
Me, if I want. Was that? It was German from Zero now?
Das ist true.
It's not even German.
Don't
watch.
Don't.
Two years from now.
Are you output shaming me?
Now, you're gonna be coming back to me like.
Are you output shaming me, man?
Come on, that's just the way he. That's just the way he sounds. That's how he learns.
That is, George, I told you about my level of humor.
Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Boku wa output jin.
wakarimasen.
ドイツ人じゃないのかい？
どいつもこいつも喋ろうとしてる。
Hey,
I
I'm
was
still
I
in
was
book
even
one,
speaking you in an
so
uppity manner.
I'm just
ドイツ人じゃ
combining
ないの
Hang
かい？
on, Dekunim is talking, damn it. Calm down.
You're fine. I said I'm in book one still, so my sentences are just combining mother and car and colors.
Awesome.
Akai Okai
I'm a
Kasa.
work in progress.
お母さんの車は赤いですか？ Everybody, I'd like to just point out, 私は赤い車が好きです。あなたは何色の車が好きですか？
面白いね。
They don't know ne yet.
Oh,
You can't use
sorry.
it.
Yeah, we're not going on.
実は
No.
面白い
が
です。
好きです。
面白いです。
Yes, you can't do jitsuwa either, man.
でもさ、ジョージ先生。
ね
青い車が好きです。そして反撃です。
No, 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 no. そして is book 2. Come on, man.
Hey, I skipped like way beyond book 2.
Wow.
Alright, hang on.
Wow.
これから反撃だ。
I'm looking up Hangeki because I have no fucking idea. Counterattack. Okay, thank you. Never heard
Okay, I
of
fucked
Hangeki.
up.
Were you trying to say
I was saying
Konpeki?
enemy.
Were you trying to say Konpeki?
No, I was trying to say enemy.
Did you know that Hangeki can also mean apparently extreme busyness?
Nice.
Never heard of that either.
Is
Hangeki
it the
makes
Geki
sense. though.
from Kogeki?
これから敵です。
And the Han and Hantai.
Sorry, I've learned too much from anime songs. 敵です。
Hangeki da! Attack on Titan, maybe? Is that where you learned that?
進撃の巨人。
Is that where you learned that?
Yeah, that's where I learned that.
Where did you learn to Shaburu?
Experience.
Wait.
It's funny because I learned that exact verb in Korean like really early on just because I was like, how do you say suck in Korean? Like I wanted to know. It was one of my first verbs. Because it's fun.
Wow.
I also learned to lick very early on in Korean.
So, yeah, I
I
learned
wanted to
that
know.
from a combination of the opening song from Attack on Titan and from Wugaki Bend. But I was wrong. I wanted to say enemy, which is Teki.
Yes.
So from now on, we are enemies, George.
我々はこれからは敵だ。
進め。
俺らは仲間じゃねえ。
The theme to Evangelion taught me Ninaru.
Really?
Yeah.
になる。Right? Something like that.
Yep, yep.
I learned.
I don't even remember what
I
the noun
learned,
was. I think it's like angel or.
窓辺からやがて飛び立つ。
Wow, you remembered it.
覚えたぜ。
よう覚えたな、しかし。
行くぞ。
行くぞ。弱いでしょ。
Oh, actually, you know what?
Let's do it, guys. Let's
I know we're memeing around. I have another serious question kind of serious question for George. I meant to ask this like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a concept I was thinking about, and I think it might be kind of important, at least in my mentality, as I'm learning. Do you think the value of fake it till you make it is important? Because I feel like it kind of is.
Yes, I actually talked about it in a video in one of my walk and talks in Kyoto. Does anyone remember?
Oh my
video?
god, that's probably where I remember it from.
Yeah, I was talking about like you gotta fake it till you make it was kind of the concept, but it was more like you have to believe that you are part of the in group. You can't think you're on the outside. You have to believe you're on the inside. You have to think that you're better than you are. And then I give an example of, I think I was 2 months into learning Korean. I was at a Korean meetup. It was the Halloween party. And I had just learned how to say like the equivalent of des and arimasu because they're very similar looking things from a guy. And I got up I said, guys, hi everybody, my name is George Trombley. I know you don't know who I am, but in 6 months I will speak better Korean than everyone here. I said that. It took me a year, but I was teaching in that class. And I think a year and a half later we had the Korean from Zero book. So I didn't fuck around. I'm not fucking around. And in every language I become, like, I speak Chinese every day. For the record, even though I have not done Chinese classes for a while, every day, if I showed you my Hello Talk right now, I can play you. I won't do it, but I can show you at least that. If you look at all of my recent, I probably can't see it. Say we got Chinese, Korean, Chinese, French. Some random French person started talking to me. Chinese, Japanese, but she was actually Chinese with a Japanese flag. Korean, but I talk to these people, and I record my messages in my crappy Chinese. Let's see if I can find some. Actually, this is weird. That was Korean. I thought it was like, why is this all Korean? Give me 1 second.
Hey George, what's your name in Hello Talk?
I never tell people what my name is in Hello Talk. Because I'm not there to talk to the Americans. That would be a way people would be talking to me all the time.
I can teach you a couple new English words.
Okay, here we go. I don't know what I said here. I'm gonna listen to it first. I'm gonna make sure I didn't say anything very, very awkward. There's nothing being said.
Hey George.
I must have sent like a. Why can't I hear when I do this? Okay, I'm too embarrassed to let you guys hear this. I don't like how I sound, but I am speaking Chinese very shittily. Yes, go ahead, ask.
I'm actually looking for a time when I actually recorded myself because I don't do it very often.
Someone said they wanted to say something.
Oh yeah, I did, but I forgot. Sorry.
My bad.
Hey George, like, if you ever do skip over something, how quickly would you go back to that?
When you mean skip over, what do you mean?
Like, right now in the book, I'm just like learning the months and the days, and I'm just like losing my mind.
That's like a bad part of the book, for the record. That's a very dense part of the book where there's a lot of number things.
Okay.
Get past it and then go back later, because it's gonna be.
Skip it.
Yeah, skip it. Because because I always build on it. It always comes back. Because because we're only learning. The only reason you're learning months right now is so that we can use it for ikimasu and ikimasen. You know, I went in January. I want to go. Want this later on, but a lot of times I teach something so I can scaffold it onto something else.
I appreciate that.
Hey George, can I play a bit of Hello Talk where I recorded myself?
Go ahead. But I already know that you speak Japanese. I can barely hear it.
I'm watching.
ちょっと待って。
今、僕のいとこと進撃の巨人のアニメを見ています。I'm watching Attack on Titan, which is the.
So this guy wanted. Sorry, can you not hear it very well?
No, I heard it.
Okay, so I was like the guy that I was talking to was like, he wanted to say it both in Japanese and in English. So there's part of it that is in English.
That was a Japanese guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play it one more time and I'll put it next to the mic that's actually working with Discord.
I just didn't know if you were teaching somebody or talking to somebody. You sound like an announcement in the Tokyo train station.
Well,
it goes like this. Mamonaku. Hang on, I'm doing you. God damn it. Hang on, I'm doing you right now. Don't ruin it. Tadaima, 1番線に東京からの新幹線が参ります。黄色い線の内側にお待ちください。
まもなく終点東京、間違わないようにお願いいたします。まもなく終点東京でございます。JR 東海道新幹線ご利用いただきまして誠にありがとうございました。まもなく終点。
You know, I never thought I got the opportunity. I never thought I would get the opportunity to say this because this is kind of how our relationship started. But you're a dick.
You did this on the one of the manias. Which one was it?
I've done this a million times. This is my bit.
Dude, I literally felt like I was in Japan. Like, you need to ASMR that like immediately.
I need to get like a xylophone. Ding 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 ding.
It's funny.
But really how it sounds is like this. So it's like. But you know, when the foreigners aren't around, this is always my joke. Like when the foreigners aren't around, they're like, 皆さんただいまより電車が参ります。気をつけましょう。Then the foreigners are like,
what is it, like a Japanese
how much that sounds like a old prompter.
R.I.P. headphones. Sorry.
Yeah. Andrew, I'm surprised you haven't gotten in here yet. My insides are. But George, I asked you very early on in the conversation. I know you said you had to go, and we're not trying to delay you here, but
I've never said I have to go and then went right away, though, have I ever?
No, you haven't.
That's right. I always stay for like another 4 hours. That's always the.
Yeah. But my question is, what does "sa" mean? Like, if someone is like "datte sa," is it just kind of like, is it kind of like
a
an
nuance
or something like that?
Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this.
Let me explain something. In English, we have tone. We have flow, tone, raising it up and down. We have all of that, right? So, for example, God, if I could have an example. I only have such a stupid example. I don't want to go back to it, though. But Japanese has grammar where we have the exact same sentence just said in a different way has a whole different meaning.
I have an example if you want one.
Yeah, I would like one, please.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, it's right there. Good? No?
No, I'm not. How is that different?
Okay.
But you're right.
One of them. Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. Let me think about that. Oh, for example, Japanese don't have they don't really have sarcasm. So like, thank you. Completely different meanings in English, right? Yeah. Right. So it's kind of like that. There's things like that in English where we just change the way we say it. Now Japanese has things instead in grammar that do that thing. That's why there's so much variety. Korean does too. So much variety in the grammar. So, sa. If you just say sa, that's like saying, we'll see. Whatever, dude. Okay. Like, oh, trust me, he'll be there. Sa. In that version of sa, right? Then there's another sa, which one were you going? Right, there's like two.
But what about sa in the end of the sentence?
At the end of the sentence. So, iku no sa, that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I found it in a song of, I don't know who sings anymore. Hajimete janai no sa.
It's not my first time, you know. It's got that kind of an influence.
Daisuke Inoue's I Feel Coke.
What?
I said Daisuke Inoue's I Feel Coke. Do you know that song? Have you heard about them?
Sawayaka tasty, I feel Coke.
Yes.
That one? That is a super old song for the record.
Yeah. Too good. I started mining the vocabulary from that song.
Yeah?
Since you told me that mining vocabulary sucks lifeblood from Japanese. I feel like songs are much comfortable.
Your voice is super low, by the way, Zet Horse.
What did you say? My super low voice? Okay.
Yeah, you could go louder.
That's because I'm talking to you on the cell phone.
Oh, right.
I can't even yell properly.
But can you be louder?
Of course I can! I don't want to wake up my neighbors.
He's yelling, but he sounds normal now.
I know. The funny thing is he pulled away to yell. He's like, of course I can.
Oh my gosh. The history.
Now that's what I call a radio voice.
I guess I've never heard a concrete example of what sa means when you're using it in kind of everyday talk.
The thing is, it doesn't really change the meaning. It just changes the feeling of it. I've never thought about it enough to really give you. I'd have to think about it. I've never written a lesson about it. I don't know exactly like the. First of all, I don't think I ever use it. Oh no, I do. I go konaida sa. Hey, you know, like the other day, it's like that. Konaida sa. It's to keep someone's attention in that when you elongated it. Then you're like, konaida sa. There's that too. Keiko used to always do it. Konomae sa.
Konaida sa.
No, you gotta lengthen it a little bit. Konaida sa. Hey, the other day, it's like the hey there almost.
I'm just saying, like, is that what you were saying? Just very shortened?
No, I was saying it longer.
Okay.
I was lengthening it. Konaida sa, because Keiko used to always do it. If Keiko ever wanted to say something, that's how she would start it. She'd say, "Hey, the other day," and it's like it's prompting you to know something else is coming. That's what I would give my.
I guess I was asking you to say it slower because I'm trying to understand.
Kono.
Konaida sa.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say it in that tone. Konaida sa. Sa.
I thought you said kyo no aida sa.
Kono aida sa.
Kono aida sa.
Make sure you hit that fourth tone, kid.
Kono aida sa. Make sure you get the proper pitch accent. We didn't even talk about that. Make sure you get that. It's very important.
Honestly, it would be such a good April Fool's joke for you to make like a new video announcing Japanese from zero now with pitch accent.
No, if I could memorize everything that Matt did in one of his videos and just completely repeat the video 100%, explaining why AJATT's the best way to learn, that would be an April Fool's video.
Yes.
I think you should release a book for every type of like regional dialect. I think that'd be fantastic.
I agree that making money is important, though.
I mean,
I don't see how we're in disagreement if you taught people the different regional dialects. And go ahead.
You're right. I was thinking that Shimane Prefecture would have like the best sell-through rate for a book.
I don't know. Kansai Ben is probably like the one that most people want to learn.
Could I call it "Shit You Don't Need" book?
Shit from zero.
Actually, I would agree that if I was going to do anything, it would be Kansai dialect. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Trust me, most people know how to shit from zero.
What's the deal with pitch accent? Is that actually unique to Japanese, or is that just a buzzword for like pronunciation?
It's not a thing, dude. It's a thing, but it's not a thing. Don't worry about it.
It's not a thing in Japanese.
It's not like, okay, in English it's a thing, right? Every now and then it's important, like record and record, same word, different accent. Yeah. But over time that corrects. If you spend all of your energy in the beginning learning these ups and downs, and even Nuke Marine was explaining to me, and he was saying that there's certain rules that always work, but then we kept breaking it. I think it was either Nuke Marine or it was Matt. I kept breaking the rule. It's so easy to break the rule that their rules were not good rules. It's like, oh, they always have there's a 1 and there's a 2 and they were giving it tones like Japanese. I mean, like Chinese. And then they were saying, well, typically with a katakana word, forgive me for not remembering exactly how it went. It's typically a 1-2, and like, what about this? Well, that's an exception. Like, it was so many exceptions. Like, well, how is that good? Just because, like, and my point's always this: Anata no Nihongo wa kono style de shabette mo Nihonjin ga wakarimasu.
Oh God.
And then over time, Anata wa jibun no Nihongo kaizen dekiru desho.
Please.
Because even that works.
do that as an April Fool's, but I kind of agree with this guy Jacob Spivak in chat. Please, I'll say it in Japanese. AJATT とマットのマットらしい自己紹介をやってお願いします。
What's his Jiko Shokai? First of all, I speak Japanese all the time on my channel. I have an entire channel only speaking Japanese.
I'm just saying, do a Jiko Shokai like Matt would do.
What did he do? I don't understand. What did he do?
You've literally mocked his way of speaking every time I've heard you.
Oh, you mean his... 俺はさ、日本語をさ、まあ高校生の時に勉強したんだけどさ、there's a lot of saws there right there.
Do it. That's
he's not that bad. Honestly, his Japanese is really good. We're joking around. Matt's Japanese is good. He's the best out of all of the AJATTers. But even when I watch Katsumoto is also so arrogant sounding when he talks. It's so bad. I watched it. I was like, he sounds Japanese for sure, but like an arrogant douchebag Japanese. Oh my god, I'm gonna get so much hate. I think he's amazing too. He invented AJATT, for the record. We need to give him more his props. Props are due.
Or I lobotomize myself, Japanese.
He's like, 今さらさ、俺がしかもこんなに喋れるのに、これ the way like where was he? I want to find it. Katsumoto.
I remember you posted that video like a long time ago.
I don't know how to spell his. It's like, is it with like a Q? Oh, here it is. This is the one.
もう散々言ってるぞ、俺の凄さを。
おー、散々言ってるぞ、俺の凄さ。I've already said so much how amazing I am. That's literally what he's saying. 俺の凄さ. Like, that level, I don't know what the context is here, right?
宣伝してるから、今さらさ、変な発音、してるビデオをね、流しても、しかも初ビデオとして、そういうやつ流しても、もう、あれだよ。もう大変なことになるぞ、大変なことになる。だからお前最初から日本語できないんじゃないか、お前
そんな最初から日本語できないんじゃないか、お前。He's not bad, but he's very fucking good. And he's talking with a friend, so I don't know if this is how he always talks, for the record. So, I can't even, I've never met the guy. I probably would love to meet the guy. I'm sure we'd have a fantastic time talking. So, please understand, I don't know anything about, I don't even know his actual Katsumoto. I don't know. Yeah, Katsumoto. So he has a Japanese name, which I also hate when people do that, but I'm not going to throw shade on that.
その発音、明らかに外人っぽいっていうか、
外人っぽいっていうか。
Wait, is this the guy that called himself Katsumoto?
Yes, this is the founder of AJATT. This is the guy right here.
Really? I thought it was like an actual Japanese guy.
No, it's Katsumoto, dude.
いや、まあ外人だけど、発音が外人っぽくないっていうのは無理だよ。
Yes, he's like, yeah, I'm a foreigner, but the thing that I'm selling is that my accent isn't like a foreigner. 外人だけど、外人っぽくない発音が俺の売り。Something like that is what he said.
もう、本当？sorry. はいはい。
That's so dumb.
分かった。
Like, but AJATTers, hang on, shut up. AJATTers love having a parlor trick up their sleeve. I know 3,000 kanji. I'm amazing. My accent is the best. And by the way, my accent is fucking great too. When I speak to Japanese people, they're always blown away at my accent. They're always blown away by what I know. And they always say they never met anyone as amazing as me. So I'm very well aware of the drug of that, okay?
That's not a parlor
trick. But it is a parlor trick.
No,
it is.
Not.
It's something that, okay, when I say parlor trick, what I mean is, that shouldn't be your sales pitch. It should be that you have you can speak Japanese, but you also have content in what you say. It's not just that you speak Japanese. You know what I mean? Like I have a race car, but I don't know how to drive I don't know how to race the car. You should also have some talent behind it beyond just the technique. That's what I mean, parlor trick. I know 4,000 kanji. Who gives a shit? Honestly, it's amazing. Good job. What do you do with it? I tell people that it's like if you're vegan, that's cool. Are you thin because of it, or you just want to tell everyone that you're vegan? That's what I'm saying. Have you used it to do something? That again, this is all my point of view. You can just ignore it, because I'm coming from a point of view where I use Japanese to make money. So money's not everything, right? Katsumoto lives in Japan. He's probably married to a Japanese woman now. He's probably got children. He uses it all the time. He probably works at a Japanese company. There's no way he's making money purely on AJATT. No one makes money purely on AJATT.
Yeah.
Right? So he's using his language to the full. So I'm not gonna throw shit. I think they're all amazing. Go ahead.
Knowing obscure kanji would be a parlor trick. That's what I would see as a parlor trick. Knowing how to speak Japanese and then subsequently being able to communicate with people in Japanese in Japan is just like, wow, you've done what every fucking Japanese person has done through their entire life. I don't see that as a parlor trick, and that's why I'm not particularly
speaking it at native level in this perfect tone with all of your pitch accent. That's too much in my mind. I always think that's just too much. That's just me.
I don't even think that's a parlor trick where like you sound natural. Okay. It just means that you've lived there for
I am speaking out of my ass. You have to understand this.
You're not, because
I'm 3 hours in.
George, you've spent the majority of your life speaking with Japanese people.
See,
in Japanese,
here's the thing.
In a very
this guy is
way.
talking about right now. He's talking about him speaking Japanese, right? The conversation I don't want to have with Japanese people is how I speak Japanese. I want to talk about religion. I want to talk about love, work balance. I want to talk about children. I don't want to talk about the scaffolding that built my house. I don't want to talk about those sort of things, because that is like having the Japanese skill but no other skills. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but
you see what I'm saying? That's a boring conversation to only talk about the language aspect all the time. Because that's all all some of these people end up doing, because all they've done is not had any experiences in the language. I'm not saying that I'm going to take him off the screen because I don't want anyone to think that's what I'm saying about him. But for example, I could talk about my time in the music industry. I can talk about programming. So I have things to talk about. I don't know. I'm just trying to prove a point that I don't need to prove. My point being that you shouldn't learn Japanese just so you can be cool in Japanese. That makes no sense. There, that's it.
And like what I want to do is be able to apply for a job in Japan or apply for a job at a Japanese company where I can talk about my experience selling hand sanitizer to hospitals.
There you go.
I want to be able to speak to what I know and what increases my ability for my jobs in the future.
Good.
Like that's my focus. So
But you won't get the job if you know 3,000 kanji, unless you're in a kanji dictionary.
Unless the kanji have anything to do with my job.
Exactly.
If I know the people that
spend time,
paperwork,
the people that spend time learning all of the kotowaza in Japanese also, that's impressive, but it's merely a parlor trick.
Right. I think everything needs to be analyzed and learned to.
Thank you. Someone stated it. You should learn kanji to be able to read kanji, not for your own ego. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah.
That's actually great, Andrew.
That's what I'm saying. Parlor trick is ego. It's to impress people. Don't learn Japanese to impress people. That's why the AJATTers always say, "Wakannai desu sa," because Japanese people respond and they go, "Oh, suge," like, "Oh, you speak slangy," like, and they're impressed by that. That's like, an impressive thing. But then if you can't pull back and go, 今冗談なんですよ。はい。まあその言い方しないんですよ、私は。今ちょっと遊びでやってました。Then, okay.
I've done that in the past. I've said something.
I do it too. I do the Yakuza voice. I've been doing it all night.
No. I've even not necessarily in the Yakuza voice. I've said something in Japanese where I've said like, "Oh, that was just a joke. I was trying to communicate my English humor into Japanese in the best way that I could, and meant to try and traverse that gap. At the same time, I've also tried to utilize what I've understood to be Japanese humor as best as I can transmit it. But at no time have I done that for my personal benefit. If I've tried to utilize like shoganai or shikataganai,
if you want to be really cool, you say shanai na.
That sounds so fucking
shanai. Calvin says,
iska.
Dame desu yo. I want to read what Calvin said. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to be the best that you could possibly be in the language, accent included. I agree, 100%. I'm not saying. For the record, I know it might sound like I'm saying don't become awesome. You should become awesome, because if your accent is shit, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. You should get good at your accent, but you shouldn't dwell so much on these things in the beginning that you never get past that. Anyway, I gotta go, man. It's already like 3 hours in. It's crazy long.
You're an hour behind me. What are you complaining about? It's 1:32 here.
I want to go downstairs and finish watching A Good Place. I'm almost near the end of season 2.
It's 12:32 where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where the.
It's a good show, isn't it?
I don't know where the divide is. Like I'm 1:32 here.
Hang on, who said that was a good show? Cheyenne? Was that you?
It was me, Deku.
It's a good show, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Really fun. I love it. I can't believe how they twisted it in season 2. I was not ready for that. That was good stuff.
Oh God!
I just tortured myself and watched the Bleach live action on Netflix.
Oh God!
It was Japanese practice. You know, a lot of the "Nariga Tindoro," all that good stuff.
If you ever hear a Japanese anime or drama where you hear "teme," like that's literally where you're like, okay, I'm gonna get some like Yakuza level Japanese going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just go look at that panty game and look at the variety of weird Japanese in that panty game I was playing.
Yeah.
When
are you gonna play it again? We got totally distracted last time.
I'll play it again.
Whose fault was that? It wasn't mine. I'll say that.
Are you in denial right now?
Yeah. What? No, I'm not in denial. I'm not defensive.
Are you not, Jack?
I am.
Exactly. I remember very distinctly you were Jack at that point. And I said, Jack, if you think my Japanese is so bad, you do it. I was really hoping you would do it.
I don't know how that conversation started.
Because you were like, Nihongo ga wakanai na.
I think I was trying to make a joke and it turned into a 2-hour conversation.
And I was hurt. I was like, you know what? If you think you can do it, do it. Yes, I don't know the word for. I don't know the word for talisman in Japanese. I'm so sorry. It comes up in every. Is it kobu? I actually forgot what it is. Damn it.
I actually pussied out. I will admit that. Everybody, I am quick to throw shade. I am very, very quick to, to retract my
I want to point out
my jokes.
It was very close. It was gofu, apparently, not kobu, but
gofu.
Very close for talisman in Japanese.
But the point I was trying to make is that, like, in that situation, I made the joke that, like, oh, you've been learning Japanese for 20 plus years, shouldn't you know? But I didn't actually mean that seriously, and the actual point I was trying to make is that even George, who has been learning for so long, shouldn't be expected to know every last.
You know what impresses me? You know what really impresses me? When I was reading with Kurumi, and there was a kanji I didn't know or something like that, I was always impressed that she knew it. I was like, how do you know this word? How can you read it?
I was actually about to make that point, is that not even Japanese necessarily know the
No, but they do. They actually do know it. They know it so well most of the time. My wife knows so much Japanese, it's ridiculous.
But at the same time, you could probably find a situation where a Japanese person who's learned since birth doesn't know the kanji that you're looking at.
Yeah. No, I've seen it, but it's not like
and that goes back to the parlor trick aspect, is that if you know kanji that most people in Japan, like Japanese natives, are not going to know, what's the point? Like,
I get it. I mean, it's cool. I just like that shouldn't be your main goal.
No, and that's what I've taken from you, is that.
Well, I might be wrong, so you should really consider other things. I'm just saying. I only know me. I only know what works for me. I think you seem to be the same style of person, so that'll work for you. But there's going to be people that AJATT will be the better method because they're that type of person, or Or there's this other. Who's this other method? I forget.
But I think that you're broad brushing people who are that same kind of egotist that is like looking to utilize Japanese as a means of being like, I'm not just gonna be able to communicate with people, I'm gonna be so beyond the best. Like, it's the kind of person that learns very complicated English words and tries to use them in a sentence. Like most people are not going to utilize that word, and you're going to look like a jackass every time that you use that word, because no one uses that in the day-to-day. You just use it because it sounds smart. It doesn't mean that you're actually intelligent.
Did you know that the official AJATT method is learn 2,000 kanji before you learn Japanese grammar? Do not pause in your kanji study. Do not start learning Japanese grammar on the side before you finish kanji. Learn kanji first. If you're going at like 25 kanji a day, then it will take 3 months. 25 a day is ridiculous. At 12 kanji a day, it'll take 6 months.
I will raise you a situation where, and I understand the cultural context of the word sayonara.
Wait a minute, you learn kanji before you learn kana. Did you know that? In the AJATT system?
That's dumb. That's the most.
Wait, hang on.
I don't want to demonetize you by using a word that people might consider offensive.
Then don't.
That sounds. It rhymes with detarded.
I actually think I said it earlier. Learn to read aloud 10,000 grammatically correct, native-like Japanese sentences and phrases. Confession: I only learned 7,500 in the 18-month period, but you are better than me. Do not learn individual words. Learn sentences. Do not translate sentences. Understand them instead. Do not learn grammar rules. Get a feel for grammar. Do read about grammar if you like to feel it. If you feel like it. But learning grammar rules in order to use a language is like learning quantum physics in order to drive a car. Interesting point. Sure, grammar rules are the rules for a language like quantum physics is the rules for the physical world, but it's not practical. That's not true. I would say you don't have to learn all the grammar, but you should learn the basics. We teach our children how to use the basics in English.
Yeah.
We all know what a schwa is.
My contextual example is that, what is it? I think I think I learned it from Misa, actually. It was there like sayonara is what like shogakusei say to their teacher, like when they leave class for the day. But sayonara is like, culturally speaking, a very final way of saying goodbye to someone. And like, you don't learn those things if you're going to be focusing on like learn 10,000 kanji and learn 10,000 sentences. That sounds like such an overblown and God, it sounds retarded, because it just sounds like an overblown phrasebook method.
Sounds kind of impossible in some ways too. How are you supposed to avoid grammar altogether?
I guess the idea is that, like, if you wanted to learn grammar without learning the English explanation of the grammar, I can understand that concept, but I feel like being able to break down the grammar, and I know you brought this up earlier about being able to teach it, George, but being able to understand the grammar in your native language helps you to better understand how to apply it in different contextual circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it can almost have an inverse effect in a bad way. I remember George said this a while ago on like an old Ask a Teacher or something, but where I'm going with this, because if you like purposefully avoid the grammar, I mean, sure, maybe you can fix this later, but what if you almost like learn it in a bad way? I think George, you mentioned, like I said, on an old Ask a Teacher, I think, where you're talking about a phone ringing and it was like the context of it. And if you were trying to learn it without any explanation, it was like you don't know if it's saying that the phone is ringing or that the phone is
loud,
making a sound, or if it's loud. And it's like, what if you learn it in like the wrong way? What if even by accident?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you kind of can't help like getting.
It's just so counterintuitive to not. First of all, there's always context when you're speaking true, but how do you not speak? I don't know. That's what I don't get. How do you learn a language and not speak it? Why are you even learning it?
Know your place and shut up.
We don't like your kind around here.
I mean, that's the thing is that at the end of the day, if you're trying to emulate the most natural way of learning a language, as in you're trying to emulate the way that people learned it natively, and you're trying to reach that native level, which I know you've spoken against, George.
I'm not against going to native level. I'm against people focusing on that in the beginning.
Well,
every word doesn't need to be perfect.
I understand, but even native speakers don't learn every word perfectly when they're learning their own language. I refer you back to the Paschetti reference. Like that's the point I'm trying to make, is that like if you're trying to emulate people who are learning the language in a native way, you have to speak it incorrectly in order to get better. And to go through this idea of just simply take in the language spoken perfectly, which you can't ensure, because if you're listening to people speaking around you and you are listening to people speaking the language especially Japanese, where it's spoken at different levels depending on whom they are speaking to and in what context they are speaking to them, you might hear someone say gomen, you might hear someone say gomen nasai, you might hear someone say moshiwake arimasen. Like you can't simply learn the contextual and cultural differences of those different ways of saying I'm sorry if you're just listening. And if you say it incorrectly, at the very least,
you could. I disagree with that. You could see that you could learn right away that gomen is pretty casual. You could tell by the body language, and then the moshiwake gozaimasen, you could see also that contextually is way more intense. You could see that.
But if you misinterpret,
that's better learned than taught in a sense.
If you misinterpret the emotional cues, or if someone is simply saying it to say it because like, oh, they have to say it to their boss, like moshiwake arimasen, and they say it very kind of flatly. But if someone says truly to like someone that's really close to them, like their family member, it's like, gomen. Like you could theoretically, I'm saying hypothetically, you can misinterpret the emotional cues that could, without like in a vacuum, I'm saying you could misinterpret what people are, how much people are in like conferring that idea of being sorry.
I'm just letting Dove Project know that he can download it on.
I know I'm fucking wrong when I say that. So just say, hey Jack, you're wrong. Go fuck yourself.
I was only half.
Thanks, George.
I believe in you, Jack.
I know.
Hey George, I have a suggestion.
Yes, go ahead.
I know it's a long way off, but for your next April Fools, if you remember those that contest you had, that one contest where people imitated you, I think you should do one of your stereotypical videos where you have a ton of typos and you keep mixing up languages, stuff like that, and just upload that unironically.
Because that hasn't been done before.
Or ironically, rather. But yeah.
To do what?
As an April Fool's.
Say it again. I was reading with someone. I'm getting like tired, so I'm like zoning out half the time. Tell me again what it was. I'll pitch.
So, you upload a video where you keep having typos mistakes, and you keep mixing up your languages, and as an April Fool's.
That's just normal, isn't it?
You're right.
I had one April Fool's that I wanted to do where I die in the middle of the stream. That'd be kind of funny.
We'd be like calling 911. And
I just like claps, and I just have like foam coming out of my mouth. And then Arisa comes in and starts. She's screaming for mom. That'd be so cool.
Wake up! Wake up!
But it's got to be a live stream, not a video, right?
No,
Mom,
it would
get the will.
No, it would look like a live stream, but it would have been recorded after. Another idea I had was to come in and make a big apology, but not tell you what it was that I'm apologizing about.
I think you did that one time.
I know I've let you down. I promise. What they found it can be explained. It's like.
Dude, I would be searching through your videos trying to find like what was the thing.
And it's like, look, The server's probably going to be down in the next few days. I don't know when it'll come back up. You're not going to see me for a while, perhaps a few years, but please have faith. Please understand that everything I did was... I'm a human being, all right, and we all make mistakes. That's what
George, do you ever consider doing a contest where people actually submit different grammar lessons that they try to teach people and then correcting them?
No. I don't want to make new George Tromblies if I can. The last thing I want is to realize...
I feel like you've been so like, oh, Jack, I don't want you to be my freaking missionary. And I'm like, dude, I love telling other people what I've learned from you.
What I'm saying is I don't want to recruit people to be my missionary. If people want to do it, fine. I don't want to be like, spread the word, guys. Let everyone know this is the best method. I don't want to do that,
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like,
if you genuinely love something, you're going to talk about it no matter what. Like I talked about.
If I was to come out and say, okay, hey guys, this is my suggestion for what should be included in the JFZ books, and then I'm like, oh, let's, I'll use the example I brought up earlier, which is like goto ni tabi ni oki ni. And I know you said you don't want to teach those all at the same time, but at the very least, you could try to teach like one of them and be like, oh, cool, I like how you did that. I'll correct it here, and then maybe I'll try to include that in another book in like a revision or something. At the very least, it shows that people are taking your teaching method and trying to move forward and actually trying to do the same thing and maybe present ideas in a way that you haven't yet tried to utilize and maybe help you, but at the same time, help themselves by learning by teaching.
I don't know if it helps me.
I don't know. There may be concepts.
Do you think? Okay, let me just ask you a question. Do you think that if people had made their own Star Wars movies, it would have helped the Star Wars franchise?
Wow, you were asking. That's a very contextual example because there's actually a great case in point.
But okay, I know because actually he was pretty good with the fan stuff. He let people do a lot of cool stuff.
No. What I'm saying is that there's actually a really great fan movie made by a guy that I don't want to get
right, but that doesn't help. That doesn't help the Star Wars franchise if someone extends it on their own. Right.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's hard to explain. I'd have to take like 30 minutes to explain because the movie that I'm thinking about is like a fan-made movie, but it's very much
I was
like
really speaking very generic. Let me do. Okay, do you think if someone made their own car and called it Tesla 2, it would help the Tesla brand?
No.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
No, because like.
Here's the other thing: anyone that represents the From Zero name has to be really good at what they do. That's why so far I don't have anyone representing. I had Margarita representing Korean From Zero because she's really good at what she does. That blonde girl on the Korean From Zero channel. But
wow, have you learned nothing from the Me Too movement?
What?
Am
I not supposed to say blonde girl?
It was a. I'm sorry. That was a crass.
It was a non sequitur.
It was a non sequitur. There you go. Let's leave it at that.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounded like the right answer there.
Hey, you used it right.
Sweet. It's a red herring.
Okay, that's I like it. That's actually.
No, I think red herring's different. That's where it's a misleading thing.
No, it was a misplaced joke. I was just saying. I'd seen a video earlier.
Is Genki patronizing? I never heard that before.
Is Genki patronizing? Well, how so? I guess is the.
I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. Question. Andrew said that. I don't know.
No, it's the point I was saying is like it's just really nice that you're available and you can answer a question that someone has, versus like, I just feel like it's more open and. It's always great to be able to feel that you have that option if you need it.
Yeah. I mean, while I'm alive, I probably will be here talking about stuff.
Right.
So.
But my friend did get the Genki book, and like we started going through it together, and I was like, oh, dude, I gotta go back to JFZ. Like, I'm too invested here. And actually, they throw a lot of stuff at you in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm this book I'm reading now talks about how humans, once they get started in one thing, it's really hard for them to switch to another thing. And I really started understanding how people that start AJATT or Genki or whatever, that becomes their philosophy.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really hard to leave. And I understand the people that called me a baby rapist now a little bit because I mentioned a different way of learning verbs that was opposed to the way Genki taught it. Because I didn't realize it was Genki at the time when I made that video. Only later on did I find out that they were the book that was propagating that, the Ru verb thing. But yeah, I got called baby rapist. I was like, okay, I get it.
Wait,
I'm
Jesus.
Context, please.
We are creatures of habit.
I made a video called why Ru verb is a bad concept or something like that, and I never expected to get hate on it, but in the subreddit for Japanese from Zero, there's some really huge trolls in that subreddit. Not Japanese from Zero, the Japanese subreddit of reddit.com. There's some hugely trolly people, like Nazis in their name, basically. I can't remember who I'm talking about. I don't remember the exact name, but they're like, you're a baby rapist or something like that. Like what they were saying, like your kids are mongoloid, and it was really just hardcore aggressive against me because I wanted to talk about verbs in a different way. So I remade that video.
Wow.
And then I decided it wasn't only Japan Circle Jerk, Andrew, but so I decided I will never again contribute to anything on Reddit that's not my own. They lost a guy that would have been in there helping. I've given away books to people in there. I would just be in there randomly. Some kid one day said, like, I'm only learning Japanese because I want to watch gay porn. And I was like, that's funny. I sent him all the books. Here, let me support you.
Really?
Yeah, it's like stupid things like that. I would just randomly send people books, but not anymore. Like the few people that ruined it for me ruined it really good. Why would I be in there? They don't.
I guess we're failing to see the connection there. I mean,
between being a baby rapist?
No, between being like, you said you wanted to watch
it was funny.
Porn.
The way he said it was so funny. I was like, that's funny. And I PM'd him and I said, hey, I want to send you the books. That was it. I forgot what he said. I wonder if I could find it. It was really funny.
Wow. Anyways.
Anywho.
No, I guess the conversation to kind of finish it off is that this conversation kind of started where we were talking about how I guess my case in point, and then the case in point of a lot of other people, is that we didn't simply look to your book series as being the end-all be-all of sources for learning Japanese.
Yeah, they're not.
And
they can't be. Or else I wouldn't be going into book 5 and going, how do we not learn this yet? How come we don't know this yet in 4 books?
Yeah, and I guess
wait, hang on. When does the contest end? Do I have a contest going right now?
I don't know.
I don't remember having a contest, Mr. Pearson. Did I have one? Oh, there was a My Mistake thing. The My Mistake thing, for the record, anyone watching 3 hours and 30 minutes in aren't going to see this, but the mistake thing, honestly, there's too many. So I'm just going to make a series of videos called My Mistakes in Japanese and go through them, 3 or 4 of them each time. That's the only, and then everyone that's in there, I'll probably just throw them a book that if I used it, because it was going to be like a few I was going to put in the book, but now in the book it'll just say, watch this video to see people talking about their mistakes. So anyway, I'm going to go.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Thanks.
George, I apologize. Bye-bye. I feel like last time we got into a conversation that was excessively long, and that was my fault.
That never happens with you.
What?
Nothing.
Wait. A conversation about no particular, set topic.
It's the Seinfeld of learning Japanese.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
All right,
one more
guys.
thing.
Yes.
Are you going to continue playing Detroit Become Human? Can't wait.
I want to. It's just I gotta feel like I'm doing. I'm planning on going. I'm planning on continuing my successful run of that game. Yes.
If you fail Kara, I'm gonna change this profile picture.
Poor Kata. Everyone died in my version
You're
of that
dead. Man, I was hoping you're not gonna find Jericho. I would laugh my ass out if you.
I just can't believe that Hank shot himself in the head. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's because you didn't buy him a drink. When.
That's it? Because I didn't buy him a drink?
No. You made him too much hostile. When I was playing a game, I bought him a drink, and if you buy a drink, I'm not gonna spoil it. So.
No, this is good information.
No,
I need to know.
already spoiled it.
It's good information. Just satisfy him. And
I know. I heard that even when I was watching PewDiePie, I knew the value of Hank because everyone told PewDiePie to be nice to Hank, and I was trying, but I don't know how to. I didn't have the right persona as my Android character, so I wasn't good.
you didn't have enough reflexes. That's it.
Oh yeah, and I didn't exactly. I didn't. Oh my God! Don't get me started. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye bye.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye.
Bye, George.
また今度ね。
仕方ないな。
仕方ないね。